What is up, Bulldog Nation? Thank you for checking us out again another week. Episode 81 coming at you, season 2, episode 40.
I'm Mike Harris.
I'm Matt Tanner. Again, thanks for coming back again. Thank you for listening. Thank you for reviewing, sharing, commenting, all those things on social media and other places. And you can send us fan mail through our website, or you can send it through our email address, doghouse.sykeston@gmail.com. Got it backwards. And as Micah and I were just talking a second ago, it is the first week of
Fall sports.
Football,
Softball.
Volleyball, girls tennis. Is that it? I think. Yeah, I think for the boys. That's
Soccer.
Soccer. Yeah, I knew there was one more. Yep. So it's opening week for them. Man, Micah, we're just a couple of weeks from the season starting.
Well, next Friday, not this Friday, but next Friday is the Jamboree.
The
21st.
Okay.
And the 28th is our first game at Park Hills.
Okay. So we got 3 away games first, right? Because I think our first home game's like September 11th, right?
I know the first 2 are away. Park Hills, Dexter, then do we play Jackson?
Jackson at home.
Jackson at home, and then we play Miller Career for the homecoming.
No, New Madrid, I think. Wait a minute.
Miller Career, I think it's Miller Career.
Is it?
I may have missed a game in there, but I'm pretty sure that.
I thought it was.
Because New Madrid's like more towards the end of.
Let's see.
New Madrid may be in there. I may be wrong.
I just know.
New Madrid will be a home game this year because I'm pretty sure we went down there last year.
We did. Homecoming is. Pulled up the wrong one.
I know I would get us stumped here a little bit today.
Thanks a lot, Micah.
Being prepared.
There we go. It's the school foundation. That's September 25th.
Yeah, that's the week before Cotton Carnival.
Okay, and so Misha says
The Miller Career. I may be wrong. Maybe.
I can't type.
You go ahead and talk. I'll figure it out.
I got it right here. It's like schedule. Oh, my bad. I stand corrected. Miller Career. Micah, I apologize. I don't know why I was thinking New Madrid.
I'll look at that. I think it has been New Madrid in the past.
Good call.
But I think that. Well, we added Miller Career, so we've added what? 2.
Miller Career, Park Hills. Those are new this year.
And I think it's the only 2 new ones, right? I thought there was 3.
Miller Career. We play at Park Hills, at Dexter, Jackson, at Cape Central, Miller Career at home, at Farmington, home against Bluff, home against New Madrid, and finish up at Charleston. So no, those are right. Good call, Micah.
Yeah. I missed Cape. That's what I.
Oh yeah.
I missed Cape.
Yeah. Well, without further ado, let's talk about our partners real quick. Pay a few bills. Shout out to Mercy Phoenix Healthcare Staffing, Healthcare Solutions.
Seen a post earlier in the week about immediate openings for.
They do. Illinois.
Illinois. That's paramedics and stuff, wasn't it?
Right.
Yep.
And it said several locations and several openings. So again, if that's an industry that you're in, or you know somebody in that industry, reach out to Mercy Phoenix, reach out to Jody Cheney, Tucker Cheney, and let those guys know. And it's pretty lucrative contracts, I'll have to say. You can reach them on their website, mercyphoenix.com, and Mercy is spelled with an I, MERCI. Phoenix like the city. Reach out to them on their Facebook page, or again, you can reach out to them If you can't get a hold of them, please reach out to Micah or me. We'll get in touch with them. Be no problem.
Is Tucker the only one that's really not like medical? Like actually got a medical? Like I know Jody has like a paramedic. And then
Right. Tanner is a nurse. Karen, his wife. Yeah. Tyson does not work in the medical field.
Okay. Yeah.
The oldest.
He'd slipped my mind. I forgot about that. So.
He does not. Shout out to our other partner, Greengrass guys, Mr. D. Bizzle, Mr. David Bizzle. Terrific guys. The turf management magicians, as I like to call them. They are someone you reach out to make your lawn look terrific. They provide not only the turf management, they're also providing the mosquito treatment and stuff like that. And we've been out a couple of times, and I haven't noticed very many mosquitoes at all.
I'll be honest with you. Did they spray at the rodeo grounds?
Oh, yeah.
Because I was out there one night, and it was not bad at all.
None. No, other than it being hot. But, I mean, they can't fix that. But reach out to those guys, Greengrass guys. They're here local, just like Mercy Phoenix. They will get you fixed up, and they are terrific partners with us. Let's get through our shout-outs. Shout out to Erin, our hostess. We're down here recording this first part, and she'll be upstairs waiting on our two guests today.
Shout out. She knows one of them pretty well.
She knows one of them pretty well. Be her Diddy, as they say. Joe Baldwin and Mr. Joe Bill Davis. But anyway, shout out to Luke for our AV stuff, and shout out to, he's got our graphics up now, and he'll have a different one up when we have our guest in here. Shout out to Justin, our general counsel and general nuisance.
Just talked to him.
Yeah, I talked to him earlier today.
He told me to be nice to you.
That was, since he wasn't nice to me on the family group text.
That's why he told me. He's like, we got to make up. Be sure and tell him happy birthday.
I'll remember those guys when I get my tickets to Ole Miss, and I'll make y'all sit outside.
I didn't. I said happy birthday is all I said.
Micah did. Micah's always kind. That is true. That is true.
I could be, but I'm not. I mean, but
he choose not to be.
There's no sense in being.
Right. Well, he's just a jerk. He's a general nuisance.
Well, it was my son-in-law that was the worst, I think.
That was true. Mason, I just said A2 Mason, like A2 Brute. Yeah. They were all a little rough on me today, but that's okay. I can handle it. I can dish it out. I can take it.
You're grown, right?
I'm grown. That's right.
Well, happy birthday, Matt.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Micah.
We are recording on his birthday.
That is true. Shout out to Tucker Cheney, the aforementioned Tucker Cheney, with his video editing help. Starting to get the hang of it a little bit. Derek James, Brian James for their sports history, sports lore, all the above. And last but not least, Tyler Anderson, Twisted Arrow Woodworking, and our cool sign on the wall.
Mm-hmm. My wife, Becky.
Yep.
She's let me do this tonight, even though she's dealing with an emergency right now. Well, not emergency, but I think it's a little air conditioning thing. I think she's going to have to call Brandon.
Yeah.
So
have him come.
It's the mini splits, so like kind of.
Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. So.
Right. Please like, follow, share, review, comment, highlight. I don't know what other verb there is that we could subscribe. Please subscribe on Apple Podcasts or any of the podcast mediums, or you can please subscribe on YouTube as well. We're on. We have our social media on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and you can please like and share and follow us on those pages. Subscribe, and then you can catch all of our podcasts on Apple, Spotify, Amazon Radio, iHeartRadio, YouTube, FM Player. There's probably 15 others that you can check those out on.
If you listen to it, probably can find it on there, right? Most podcast stations.
Yes. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, it's going to be located. You'll be able to find it. And if you want to check out our website, it's thedoghouse.buzzsprout.com. And again, our email is doghouse.sykeston@gmail.com. Please reach out to us, and I've got some pretty cool pretty excited about some of our upcoming guests. We like all of our guests. I went back and kind of watched the clips that we came up with this week for last week. There's some pretty cool clips in there. Some really good stories we have with Spread Hope Now.
Man,
that's
a
pretty
great,
powerful.
We've got so many hidden gems. I don't think Spread Hope Now is hidden by any means.
No.
But I mean, I feel like that it's a great asset to our community.
Agreed. Totally agree. Yep. Totally agree. So if you hadn't caught that one yet, please go back and check it out. It was episode 80, just right before this one. If you're interested in partnering with us, give us a shout. We'd love to sit down with you and talk about it. And still got some T-shirts available if you're interested. And without further ado, Micah, well, we can go back. Let's see, we talked about opening week.
Yeah.
I did see an article
about
football on SEMO Ball.
Okay.
So there is one there. Coach May was talking about the numbers were better.
That's good. I was a little worried about
60. That. He made the comment we were in the 60s.
That's good.
Yeah, down from up from the 40s. He said they've been putting in a lot of work.
We should be leveling out in classes too a little bit.
Right.
Because we were a little underclassmen heavy the last couple of years. So
yeah. So now it should start picking up or start catching up. And I think you made the comment several times last year talking about our team. And now we've got some kids that got some playing time as freshmen and sophomores are going to be upperclassmen. Mm-hmm. Juniors and seniors are really going to be leaning on those kids to lead this team. And I
think we've got some fairly young underclassmen that are pretty decent too.
We do. I could think of a couple. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're ready physically, but we've got some kids coming that can really play football.
But I think we're getting a program where we can develop those players, especially.
Correct.
Like last year, we did really well through JV. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, we're probably not going to be Jackson, but you know what? I think we'll give them a game this year.
Okay, Micah called it right here.
I don't think we'll be 35 to whatever, at halftime.
Hopefully not.
I think we're going to be competitive. I think we're going to be a little harder to score on.
Let's be competitive. Yep. And I know that's what Coach is looking for. And of course, Jackson is the standard that all teams measure themselves by.
Here in Southeast Missouri.
Right. Yeah. Sorry. Thank you for clarifying. All right. Well, with that said, we're going to take a quick break and we'll come back with our guests this week, Joe Bill Davis and Joe Baldwin, two longtime officials in this area. Hey, we're back after the break. Thanks for sticking around and checking out our guests this week, Mr. Joe Baldwin, that I kind of happen to know. He's related to somebody in my family, to my wife, and Mr. Joe Bill Davis, who is you've been the Scott County Treasurer. We'll probably get into that a little bit too. We'll talk about that. But before we get going too quick, I want to read an intro and introduce these guys. Today we're turning the tables a little bit. For years, our guests were the guys making the calls while coaches, players, and fans were busy explaining to them why those calls were obviously wrong. Joining us for episode 81 are Joe Baldwin and Joe Bill Davis, two longtime officials who have spent roughly 40 years each working high school sports throughout our area. Between basketball, baseball, and volleyball, these guys have seen just about everything. Big games, close calls, unforgettable coaches, passionate fans, and probably a few conversations that sounded a lot friendlier from the stands than they actually were on the court. Today we're going to talk about how they got started, how officiating has changed over the years, what makes a good official, some of their favorite memories, and what life really looks like from the other side of the whistle. Joe Joe Baldwin.
Welcome to the doghouse.
Welcome to the doghouse.
Glad to be here.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. You guys were recommended by several people, but Joseph, Joe's son, was on here. It's probably been a month or so ago, and he's
talking about softball officiating.
And he said, you need to get Dad and Joe Bill on there. And I said, that's about the, fourth or fifth time that you've mentioned those guys, or somebody's mentioned them. I said, you know what? Maybe we need to get them on here.
Maybe we ought to start a podcast, The Referees. We've had a few on here.
Yeah, we have. Let them break down. Let them play Saturday morning quarterback and break down the coaches.
Yeah. or the fans.
No. Let's don't do that.
Now we're talking.
We're talking.
No. Let's don't do that. Let's don't do that part.
Don't you remember that time, Joe Bill?
Now we're talking.
Yeah. So I said 40 years because I remember when you stopped calling basketball, it was 40-something years, but that's been a while. But you guys are still both technically calling volleyball, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. Well, so how long? 40 was about a good number. How long have y'all been calling, basically?
40 is a good number for me. Joe's 50.
I did 50 in baseball, 44 in basketball, and this is 55 years for volleyball.
Holy crap. Well, I remember when Erin and I started dating and talking and dating and whatever, and I was like, Joe was your dad? I was like, well, heck, he had me in high school.
Yeah.
And what Joe Bill did too. Yeah.
Baseball, yeah.
Exactly. Well, that's
Doesn't seem like that long ago.
I was just getting ready to ask you. That doesn't seem like that. Well, how did y'all get started into this?
Well, I got started in basketball in high school. I started calling some scrimmage games in high school, and then I went to SEMO. Then I started calling intramural basketball at SEMO.
Okay.
Laverne Loxman was in charge of the intramurals over there. And I think I got paid, I don't know, $5 or $6 a game or something like that. So we got paid.
Living in hog heaven there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then did that, and then for the last, I think it's my sophomore, junior, and senior year, they always played the finals. And there was always a team, independent league, playing a fraternity team, always made the finals. And I was one of the referees that did it all 3 years.
Was that at like Houck?
That's at Houck Fieldhouse.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So we played the finals there, but we played crossways on the court. We didn't play the full court, we played crossways at Houck.
Okay.
And then called some games at Parker. Intramural games had something going at Parker there on the campus. And then after I got into that, I started teaching in '72, and then Ted Malk and Donnie Westmoreland kind of took me underneath their arms for me to go ahead and start calling. In fact, my very first JV game that I called was Kelly and Scott County Central. Dick Lamphere and Ronnie Cookson were coaching back then.
Really?
Yeah. And I had a tee, called a tee in the game because the guy reached across the line and tried to hit the ball out of the thrower's hand.
Your first game in, you're throwing technicals around?
Yep.
That's probably about one of the only ones he ever called.
I didn't have to call too many of them. I can name you all I teed on both hands, probably 9 or 10 guys.
Oh my gosh.
And then started in that, and then the very first high school game that I called was at East Prairie because Ted Malk was doing his master's at SEMO, and I took his spot that night with Donnie Westmoreland, and Bill Beck was coaching East Prairie that time. They were playing Scott City. Doug Steinley was a coach at Scott City at that time. And we were over at East Prairie that night, and we got in the fourth quarter in a tight ball game, like nip and tuck, maybe 1 point here and 1 point there. And let's see if I can remember this correctly. Scott City threw the ball in, and then East Prairie intercepted it, and then they reached it. Anyway, I blew my whistle, and the ball went in the basket. But I had an inadvertent whistle is what I had. And we should have went ahead and just killed the play and took the ball back out of bounds. But I got rolled up.
Did you have a view or a...
No replay then. No film.
No. What do they call?
Evaluator.
Evaluator. Thank you.
No, the evaluator wasn't there that night. Jack Miles was in charge of the Misha officials at that time, director up there at the time, and I got a letter from him. And he said, "Well, anytime you have an inadvertent whistle, that kills the play and go. But you learn from your mistakes. So
sure.
You learn. And then since then, I've had probably 2 to 3, maybe 4 in that period of 44 years that I called."
Inadvertent whistles?
Yeah, you think this is going to happen here, and you just look too quick.
Yep.
But I've enjoyed it. It's fun. That's how I got started.
Yeah. What about you, Joe Bill?
When I first got out of college, I taught school and coached basketball and baseball at Union High School in Union, Missouri.
No kidding.
For 6 years. And then I got out of education and moved back to Cape Girardeau. And a friend of mine, actually, he was a senior my first year at Union. And Mark Bentlage was his name. And we talked about umpiring baseball. So we decided to, and we didn't know if we'd make it or not or keep it up. So we bought one of everything. We bought one chest protector, one mask, one set of shin guards, and we just swapped off to see if we were
one set that you shared.
One set that we shared
okay.
to see if we were actually going to like this or want to do it or stick with it. And Mark stayed with it for 19 years. We called most all of our games together for 19 years, and then he got out.
Was he in Cape then too? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was in Cape.
Okay.
And that's how I got into baseball umpiring. And when we moved back to Cape, I lived down the street from Dick Wadlington, who was the basketball coach at Cape Central at that time. And my oldest son was just little, and we'd be out in the yard playing, and Dick would come by going to his house, and he'd always stop. He said, "Why don't you get your referee's license, start refereeing?" I said, I don't think so. I said, I don't think I want any of that. And but anyway, he just kept on and kept on. And finally, I thought, I think I will. So I sent off, got my license, and at that point, Steve Borgsmiller was the AD at Sykeston, and Steve and I had been friends in college. And so I called him, and I said, "Hey, Steve, I've got my referee's license." I said, "Do you have any maybe freshman games or something coming up that I could work?" And he said, "No, I don't have any of them." He said, "But how tough are you, big boy?" And I said, "Well, I think I'm pretty tough. Why?" He said, "I need a referee for Cape Central and Sykeston this year. Would you like to have it?" I said, "You bet, I'll take it."
Oh.
And
Man,
the
trial by fire.
the first basketball game I called was a varsity game at College High. That's how long ago it was.
Yeah.
So that's how I got started refereeing
Holy
basketball.
cow. You didn't even have any JV. I mean, a JV that night? No.
Well, I had a JV that
yeah,
night,
yeah,
the
but-
first night. But yeah,
Holy
I never
crap.
called a junior high game before for nothing.
Oh.
I started right off calling high school
That's
basketball.
kind of the route now. Guys that are just kind of coming in, trying to do some junior high.
Yeah,
or-
you need
Start
to,
out low.
and
Yeah.
parochial leagues and
Yeah.
junior high and
Just because
everything
the
else.
speed,
Yes.
when you get to the varsity level, I know goes faster.
Oh my gosh!
That's
Yeah,
a whole lot faster.
Yeah, yeah. And so you gotta just kind of.
I just jumped right in.
Wow. Was that a 2-man crew at that time?
Oh gosh,
yeah.
yeah. It was a 2-man crew for the first over half of the time we called.
I don't remember when we started.
I'm just
the
going to say,
three-man
when
crew.
did that switch? Do you remember?
I want to say in the early 90s. I've been
That's-
watching some stuff on YouTube with
That'd be a guess, but yeah.
somewhere in there in the 90s.
Now, like, I think college has always had 3-man, right? Maybe.
No, they had 2-man.
They had
Did
two
they
for
really?
a long time.
Did they?
Then they went to a 3-man.
Well, it's
It kind of filtered down. to the high
that's
school
really
level.
fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff is. So, what would you guys say when you started? Say, or basketball. It doesn't have to be just basketball. I know we talk a lot about that. Basketball, baseball, and volleyball. What are some of the big differences between when you started and kind of when you stopped calling any of those? I know you're still calling volleyball, but
Well, in basketball, the players have gotten bigger and a whole lot more quicker. A whole lot more quicker.
Yeah, I used to say that players get bigger, stronger, and faster every year, and referees get older, slower, and weaker.
there is some truth to that.
And high school kids stay the same age every year.
Yeah, we
Right.
don't.
We get a year older.
That's
every
right.
year. But that's the biggest thing. The game's so much more physical and faster now than it used to be, and that's the biggest difference.
Did the 3-point line came in?
The 80s.
It was a late 80s or so.
Yeah.
Did y'all see a big change at that point when that happened as far as calling or?
Not necessarily as far as calling, but it didn't take long like it is now. Kids either shoot 3-pointers or layups.
Right,
You know,
right.
Which, I mean, it can change the game. Of course, it can get points quicker, but I don't know that it's always utilized the way it should be. But
Yeah, now they design offenses around shooting
Yeah.
a 3-pointer. Where before, everything was a 2, and I know there's been a lot of debate with guys like Pete Maravich. If he'd had a 3-point
my
line,
God.
how many
Yeah,
points would he have
yeah,
scored?
yeah. Yeah.
I've seen some deals where they've gone back and kind of tracked where
Yeah.
he shot from, and
Yeah.
and said that was actually a 3, and kind of all that stuff. And so,
gotta
he'd
even
have probably
add
said
in
he'd probably average 15, 20 points more a game than
Right.
he did.
We probably
Right.
would have took more shots.
oh, that's yeah, for sure. For sure, yeah. Even the ones he took, some of them were pretty deep.
Right.
But, so you said you had somebody that kind of started you out.
Ted Malk and Donnie Westmoreland
Okay.
kind of took me under.
Did you have somebody like that to help mentor you?
No.
They just threw.
Did you know what you're getting into when you got into it?
I was on my own. But again, I'd been around, basketball all my life and baseball, and had a pretty good idea. But it was, again, just getting acclimated and called all the game. And back then when we started, we'd take a game anywhere. We'd go anywhere if they'd hire us to, to work a game. We didn't care where it was. And
Zenith or Gosnell.
We went to there.
Yeah.
Went to Marquand and Zalma, and you name it, and we'd go if they
if they let you.
If they'd let us.
Are there, of the three that you guys do, which one would you say is the most difficult?
Oh, basketball.
Basketball is.
It is just because
you're stopping it, going quick.
And the speed and it's the toughest of the three by far.
Yeah.
Then you got all those knucklehead fans trying to help you.
I'm telling you, man.
You remember how that is? Remember those guys that used to yell us up there in the stands all the time?
One name kind of rings the bell.
Yeah, me too. That's right. I can name two guys real quick.
But we won't.
We won't.
Yeah. Well, I know your daughter yelled at you some too. Come on, Joe. Which one? Can you say you have a favorite of the three? Which that you enjoy the most?
Yeah, I probably could say. But what about you, Joe?
Well, volleyball's okay. I like what's in season going. Basketballers, I like basketball, and then I kind of miss basketball. I miss being out there on the floor with the players and coaches and stuff. I really do.
Yeah.
But having 3 back surgeries, I couldn't do it anymore.
Right.
And baseball is great. I enjoyed baseball too. The only thing I didn't like about baseball is that the weather was in the springtime. Rain, cold weather, and then summertime.
Cold was awful.
Awful was bad.
Y'all, the heat didn't bother you too much?
No, heat never did bother us.
Really?
No, I'd rather be 100 as 35 or 40 in a baseball game.
Yeah.
We're not moving around too much. You are, but you're not.
Yeah. Right. But the cold is awful.
Just raining too.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. That's true. When you guys, when you started, aren't there clinics and stuff now that guys go to, or can you go to those, or?
Well, there's mechanics meetings.
Mechanics.
Yeah. The first 3 years that someone is registered, they have to go to a mechanics meeting.
Okay.
And I was a mechanics instructor for about, probably 10 years or so, but they have to come to that, and we usually get some other guys, half a dozen buddies of ours to come. And when I was doing it, there was always one at Jackson, there was one at Portageville, and there was one in Poplar Bluff.
Yeah.
And they would have their team out there playing, and then we would get these guys in. We'd have a little classroom session with them first and go over some stuff, and then put them on the floor and have some guy kind of with them and helping them, guiding them, telling them what they should do or what
calling some wrong. Sort of game or scrimmage or whatever. It didn't matter necessarily.
Those teams would, wherever we were at, they would have their team scrimmaging.
Okay.
And you have to do that for the first 3 years they're licensed.
Is that still a thing now? You have to do that?
Yes.
Okay. And that's a MSHA sanctioned thing?
Yeah.
Right.
Are there similar things in volleyball and
baseball? Stuff like that too?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
How do you guys, is it just essentially like incumbent on you to get the rule book and read it and understand it, or?
You need to study it.
You need to study it. You can't remember everything, and there's so many rules and stuff.
Right.
To do.
But contrary to what a lot of fans think, we do know the rules. It's just and we have to take a test. Joe and I this afternoon, before we came here, took our volleyball Part 2 test.
Part 2 test.
You have to take a Part 1 test to get your license. Everybody does. Mm-hmm. And then once a year, you have to take a Part 2 test in each sport that you call. So, and that's a refresher kind of a deal. And then
new rules or something that came in.
Changes or points of emphasis, different things that they want you to look out for. And then with our local association that we had in Cape, we would go over stuff too with newer, younger guys and talk about things in our association meetings.
Right. When did that start, by the way, the association? Because, when you guys first started, did y'all contact the schools and say, hey, give me some games?
Right. They'd call you, yeah.
And the ADs or coaches would call you and ask you if you were open certain dates. But when we first got started, I'd ring them up on the phone and say, hey, I'm a new referee. I'd like to call some games at your place. And
Yeah.
once they got to know us, we called a little bit, then they would call and ask us for dates and if we were open, and that's how we'd fill our schedule.
And then that SIBO came in or something
SIBO
like that?
came in. Lloyd Rice got that started.
Was that Lloyd that did that?
Yeah.
And so that's been...
Oh,
gosh, it's probably been what?
in 20 some odd years, had it?
I'm guessing close to that.
Yeah,
probably.
around 2001, 2000, somewhere in there.
Okay. Was that easier for you guys? Is that better? Or what do you...
You know, some guys, I liked it because you didn't have to mess with all the phone calls. They would fill your schedule out, send you an email, and here's where you would go. Some of the guys didn't like it because they weren't getting the games that they were maybe getting before, some of the games they wanted. So it just kind of depended on how you looked at it. But I was perfectly fine with it.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that a... Lloyd's a good guy, but he's probably not going to do it for free. Do you have to pay something? And you have to tell me what. Is
We
that
had-
like
yeah,
we
we had to
pay
pay
something,
a little
dues or
dues.
something?
That's paid
Essentially,
dues to the outfield, or what our dues were. I can't remember what
They
they
were
were.
like, I don't know, that early it was like $20 a year. Or
Yeah,
something.
20
It wasn't
$25
bad.
bucks.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
And then
that's-
the schools pay as well to have that service done for them.
that
Yeah.
makes sense. Oh yeah, so then they don't have to do
Yeah.
it.
Right.
Oh, I didn't even think about that side of it.
Yeah.
Well,
there
that makes
are-
sense.
And I have no idea what they pay, but
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
they'd pay
then.
a fee for Lloyd and Randy Winston, who were the assigners,
say,
and
I
now
thought
Jerry DeMint.
Jerry's doing that now.
Yeah.
And so that took care of everything for the schools and the officials.
Well, that seemed like now. Did they do that? Was that just for basketball? Or
Mm-hmm.
okay, they
They do it for baseball too. The Association of Cape.
Well, that's right. They are doing
yeah,
some,
they-
and some
they'll
a
sign
few
games.
a few coach or schools are doing volleyball now too, having some assigners.
okay.
doing
That you'll just, if you're a part of it, you'll get an email and say, "Hey, you got
it. Yeah.
whoever."
Yeah.
Or there's an app that they just send it on apps, and you get an email. You've got to go on the app and accept a game or whatever. And
Do they put on there? Is it still kind of standard at what most people pay for, like a JV varsity game, or is it just different by school? Or
it varies
Varies.
a little bit, but it's pretty standard.
I don't know what the minimum is now this year. Is it 115, 120 minimum?
I think
for
it's more than that,
Is it
yeah.
for basketball?
oh, is it?
Yeah.
And is baseball? Is that normally? Is that a JV varsity as well sometimes, or is that?
Depends on the school.
School.
A lot of the smaller schools just play a varsity schedule.
Yeah.
Like Sykeston, Cape Central, Jackson, they'll have a JV. Chaffee normally has a JV. There's some schools, but
Notre Dame have a JV. They have
Yeah.
a JV. Yeah.
Well, that's a long day.
yeah.
2 baseball games.
A two-man crew. You better believe it is. Start at 4:30 or 5 and may get through at 11 o'clock.
I was going to say it'd be 10 or 11 easy,
Yeah.
because that first game may not get done till 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times they play the varsity, then they play the JV, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
They play the varsity game first.
Yeah, that's typically how it was played. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Jeez. Do y'all, what do you think regarding the rules, or not regarding the rules, when you guys officiate a game, is it more about knowing the rules, or is it handling the game kind of thing? What's the...
I think it's handling the game.
Yeah.
Like I say, regardless of what a lot of people think, we do know the rules. And
over the back's the one you love the best, right?
yeah, since that's not really a rule.
I know. Exactly.
It's,
But yeah,
it's
it's-
on the back, not over the back.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's, and a lot of people look at this differently too. Misha wants, especially in southeast Missouri, they think we don't call enough fouls down here. But they also, a lot of places that think we don't call enough fouls also don't know how this game is played in southeast Missouri with the defense the way it's played. And different officials have different approaches to it. Mine was always, I would rather keep the flow of the game going and not call every little thing that stops it. And a lot of these guys, especially SEMO conference games, these are big, strong kids now. A little bump is not going to hurt them. Now, you also can't call a Class 1 or Class 2 game the same way you call a Class 5 or 6 game.
I guess you just kind of get a feel for that over
Feel
the
for the
years, and
Yeah.
just knowing that smaller schools, you're going to call it a little closer, I guess you would say. Or,
Yeah, because they're not going to be able to handle some of the contact that you see with the larger schools and the bigger kids, stronger kids. And it's not every small school, but
Right.
it's, they're just typically
Well,
not.
when you got 20 guys in the whole school,
Right.
and 6 of them were playing basketball. I mean,
Yeah,
you don't have much to choose from.
right. And it's just a different game. So
Yeah. Are there? How do you handle coaches in general? Are there? Do you have some that you go in? You're like, man, I'm not ready. This guy. No names. I'm not asking for that. That's not what I. And I know you wouldn't, and I would not asking for that. But you think, man, I've got so and so tonight. You're like, oh, here we go.
There's a few
Yeah.
that like to chirp quite a bit on it, and then hopefully they'll get the message down the road. I mean, I didn't have to give it. I didn't give out that many. I could have given out a bunch of teas, but I like to let the coaches go ahead and vent a little bit of stuff.
That's what Joe Bill was
On
saying.
it and stuff. And they were all right. They understood whatever. I can name the guys I gave the tea to.
and most of them, I coached before I started refereeing, and I always thought I knew these guys were coaching for their livelihood, really.
Right.
They want to win, and
Right.
they think that, the fans want them to win, and
Yeah. That's how they're measured.
as long as they keep it pretty well under control. I used to tell them, you can say anything you want to me when I'm standing in front of you, but don't yell across the floor or up and down one end of the floor to the other. And if you got
Just
a
don't-
problem, talk to me, and we'll figure it out.
Once it happens, it's over. Don't just keep on rubbing it
Yeah.
and you go back and forth. We've had enough. That's enough.
Yeah.
Probably a little rougher when you first starting out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like when you first start refereeing.
Oh, yeah.
But once you gain a respect for you, then
Right.
I
I'll
can
tell you real quick. Let me tell you a real quick
let's just
story.
hear. This is what I want. I want the stories.
A real quick story, and this is nothing against these guys, but at Dexter High School, in the old gym, before they had this new gym,
Yeah.
there was a little piece of bleacher right beside the scorers table. And these guys were notorious for just lighting referees up. I mean,
Fans were they?
oh, they were fans.
I mean, like heck, they're almost on the benches then at that level. Okay.
They were notorious for it. And when Mike Buck first started refereeing, one of the first games he called, I took him with me to Dexter. And I don't remember who they were playing. It might have been Burn. I can't remember. But at any rate, we come out of the dressing room and start walking toward the scores table. And I look over at these guys, and I mean, they're foaming at the mouth.
The game hadn't even started.
They see a new, we're coming out. They're warming up. But they see a new guy, and I mean, I told Mike, I said, you stay right here. And I went over to them guys. I said, guys, look, this guy's brand new. It's his first game. You get on me all you want to tonight, but you leave him alone. We need new referees, and he's going to be a good one.
Yeah.
So I'm telling you right now, leave him alone. They all went, oh, man. But they did. They left him alone.
So they respected you.
They did.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, you guys, just like anything, you've got to pay your dues, probably take some lumps, like you said, the invert and whistle and kind of stuff like that. But at some point, when you're done it long enough, you're going to start getting the respect of the coaches in the area.
You see, I coached junior high basketball for 25 years out of the 32 that I taught.
Mm-hmm.
And then down in our area, Carol Compton coached at New Madrid. And then Norman Van Amberg
Yeah.
coached down at Portsville.
Yeah.
And Ted Malk always told me, said, if you can get through Carol Compton and you get through Norman Van Amberg, you'll make it. So I got through with them. I passed through there.
You officiated with them?
Oh yeah, I officiated when they played, when they coached.
When they were coaching,
when they were coaching stuff. I got through them. Yeah. And then Norman, after Ted quit refereeing, then Norman stepped in, and I partnered up with Norman for several years calling. And of course, he lost one eye in Vietnam. He only had one eye.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, I can tell you some more stories too.
Well, let's hear them. Come on, let's hear them.
Norm could win bets at a bar because he could drink how did he say it? He could
take his eye out?
Take his eye, yeah.
Yeah, because he'd drop it out and drop it in a beer glass.
Oh my God. I bet you can't. Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Aaron's told stories. Did you call with what's this
Philmar?
Yeah.
Yes, Bullet. Yeah.
Bullet.
I called with
That's
him.
him, Bullet.
He called some of my junior high games too. Bullet did. We called some baseball together and basketball together too.
Bullet was the perfect guy behind the plate in a softball or baseball game because he didn't have to bend down.
I can tell you a story about Philmar too. What they did to poor Philmar one time.
He's a great guy.
He's
man.
a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a fun guy.
Well,
Fun guy.
let's hear your story.
Well, now that this happened, I've got two stories I'll tell you.
All right.
Joseph alluded to one, but he had the wrong place when he was on a month ago.
Yeah.
We were down at Zenith, and I think it's either the Boot Hill Conference semifinal maybe or final, or maybe they had an invitational tournament down there about the first week of January. It always snowed and icy. But anyway, Hayti and Crothersville were playing.
That's always a interesting matchup,
yes,
to say the
they're
least.
big rivals. This is like Charleston and Sykes as far as that goes. Birdie and Dexter. But anyway, so we're late in the ball game. We're probably in the fourth quarter, and Crothersville is up. And I'll tell you who their coach was, if you want to know who their coach was.
Sure.
Is Kevin Williams.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
He was coaching at Crothersville.
I forgot that. He coached, he coached a couple years down there? Yeah.
Yeah. And so they were ahead. And then they started fouling in the fourth quarter.
They were ahead and they were fouling?
They were ahead, and they started, and he looked at the scoreboard, and they had the scoreboard looked wrong.
Oh my god!
And so they wind up getting beat.
Oh,
because they're in bonuses
my
and whatnot. And then at the end, he was fuming. He was hot-headed, and Randy Winston and I and somebody, I don't know if we had two back then or it was a third person. I can't remember. Anyway, he came in there. He kicked the door, and they had a vent in the door about yay high up, about square this way.
Yeah.
Kicked that thing open like that. Randy, they thought he was going to come in and break the door down. He did some damage to the lockers in the locker room.
Oh my gosh.
And Randy got on the phone and called the cops to come down so they can get us out of there. That's a true story.
But he thought they were losing.
He thought they were losing.
That's what, when you said that, I thought, why would you foul when you're ahead?
Yeah, he thought they were losing. And he won them getting beat.
Gosh.
And then the other story is about Norman. He won't care, though. He lives over at Van Buren. But Cleet Stanfield was a radio broadcaster and did all the Crothersville games down there. KCRV, I think 1360, whatever their thing was on AM, FM. I can't remember what the station was on FM. But anyway, we'd all come back in the coach's room. That's where we dressed down at St. Randy Benson was a coach back then, and basketball coach. Randy Smith was a baseball coach too.
That's probably when Greg was down there. He's talked about. Yeah.
I called a bunch of Greg's game when he played.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we go back in there and we're getting our uniform on, shoes polished and all that stuff. And then Norm reaches in his bag and he pulls out a spray can and he starts spraying his hair. He sprayed his hair.
What?
And Cleet says, "Boy, your hair looks so shiny. No wonder you get that shiny on your head over in the game." It was that instant spray on shine you put on shoes. He took it and sprayed in his hair. True story.
Oh my God.
True story.
Why was he doing that?
He thought he was going to do it on his shoes. I guess the wrong can.
Maybe he had a woman or
he picked the wrong can.
I was going to say.
He did. And then I got another story I tell you about.
Let's go.
Talking about tees and stuff. This Norman and I, we were calling down at Cooter, not Cooter, I think Delta C7 in the pit. Small gym, had a restraint line all the way around. You can call better from the bleachers or the stage than you could. I'm not kidding you.
Really?
And Wayne Early was coaching Risco at that time. And he was wearing me out. And I knew what he wanted.
You deserved it, probably.
Yeah, he's wearing me out, and I knew what he wanted. He wanted a tee, so I turned around and I teed him.
Oh.
And after the game back then, both coaches come in there and they'd smoke or whatever they smoke, and we'd just shoot the breeze like we're shooting here, so to speak. And then Wayne came in there and he looked at me. He said, "Damn you, Baldwin." He said, "If you didn't tee my ass, I was going to whip your ass."
He was begging for it, wasn't he?
Yeah, he wanted one. So I obliged him. And Wayne was a super cool guy. Oh, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
He coached at Parma there in high school, and then when I first started calling, I went up and get some games and called with Neil Botch, Brad's dad.
I was just gonna say that's got to be Brad's family, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Is he still down there, Bernie? Is he like
He's
superintendent now? Yeah.
And softball coach.
And softball coach. He's been softball about the last 3, 4,
Yeah,
5 years.
they've been to the Final Four the last 2 or 3 years.
I don't blame him then.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's coaching.
And then
Oh, good for him.
and I'll tell you another story about
Let's go.
basketball.
Let's hear it.
We were down at Cooter. This is probably a Tri-County tournament again. They just rotated different places.
Mm-hmm.
And we're out there calling, and this one guy in the stand, I don't know who they were, he just kept rapping and yelling and carrying on like somebody else we used to know that, and his partner. And so we go in there, and at halftime, and this guy, we go to the table, get everything switched around for the second half. And after we're going back toward where we dressed in the principal's office, this one guy said, "Here, you need some glasses."
Oh boy.
So I just took his glasses and walked him right on in there with me. I left them there. I don't know if he had a back after the night was over with or not, but I took them.
Exactly.
Most of these guys that at games are not smart enough, especially in smaller gyms, and if it's not full and they want to yell and scream and carry on, it doesn't take us long, many trips up and down the floor, to find out where they are, you know. And but there's all kinds of things that happen. I was at Cape Central one night, and in the old Orange Bowl, and there was a couple sitting in the front row seats there, and this great big heavy set dude. I mean, he was a big old boy, and he just kept on me all night long, every trip down the floor. And usually, as luck would have it, there was a timeout a little later in the game, and I wound up where we were going to put the ball in, just pretty close to him. And I don't know, he made some comment, and I just said, and this was back so long ago that when we had whistles that had the P in them.
Yeah.
So we always carried an extra one in our pocket because sometimes that P would get stuck. And so he made some comment. I said, "Do you think you could do a better job?" And he said, "Well, I'm sure I could. I think anybody could."
Oh,
I just reach in my pocket, pull that extra whistle out, toss it to him, and I said, "Here you go, big boy. It's all yours." And I just go sit down. He starts coughing and stuttering and spitting around, and finally his wife said, "Would you just give the man back his whistle and shut the hell up?" And he never said another word.
He needed mama to say something, and that's what cured it all.
Exactly.
That's what cured it. That's right. That's right. David Pearson used to call, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. David Pearson.
He told me, I swear, I think a story he told me one time, he threw out a preacher.
He did.
Okay. Do you know the story?
At Sykeston.
That's what I was going to say. I thought he said it was here.
Yeah. And the way the story goes, after finding out, it wasn't the preacher that said anything. It was the guy sitting next to him.
Oh, no.
But David thought it was him, and
he ran him.
he ran him.
Oh, my gosh. That's funny.
I was calling, and David would not put up with any stuff.
No.
I mean, David and I go way back. We played American Legion baseball here together.
What a great guy.
And he and I were at Notre Dame one night in the old gym up on the hill in town. And we had to come out, we dressed in the coach's office, which was upstairs. We'd come off the corner of the gym, and there was a guy, there's only about 4 or 5 rows of bleachers there. There was a guy sitting on the top row that was just giving it to us all night. We go in at halftime. We're heading toward that door. But before we get to the door, David makes a quick left and goes right up to the top of the bleacher and gets right in that guy's face. And we didn't hear any more out of him the rest of the night.
Hey, David is he's a strong guy,
Yes,
and
he is.
He is very gentle.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great guy.
Absolutely.
Just don't get on that side of him.
Exactly. But he was fun to call with.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Go ahead. Yes.
I'll go ahead. No.
I was going to say there was a story about David that playing golf. This has been years ago. They were playing on the Thursday night men's league, and he happened to walk up behind somebody and got clocked in the mouth with a club, knocked some teeth out or a tooth out, took him to the ER, and he came back and finished.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
A guy was taking a swing or a practice swing or something. He walked up behind him, got clocked right in the mouth.
I'll be darned.
Yeah. Said he came back and finished. I thought that part doesn't surprise me either. Oh my gosh.
So you say basketball is probably your favorite to call, or
Yes.
kind of what makes it different than the rest of them?
It's more exciting. It's, even in a good baseball game, it comes right down to the wire or whatever. I mean, it's a comeback or something, a walk-off. I mean, it's exciting, but basketball is more typically exciting the whole way through.
Yeah.
There's bigger crowds. It's more of an atmosphere. So yeah,
Air conditioned or
Heated
climate controlled, as Aaron says.
It is now.
Now
It is now.
it didn't used to be.
It
in most
didn't
places.
used to be.
What do you mean?
They didn't have air conditioning in
Didn't have
those old
air-
gyms.
Oh,
Oh
gym,
yeah.
no.
So it was either nice or it was
Yeah.
burning up in there.
Yep.
I guess on some of those warm days.
Oh, and especially when it got a full house and a packed
well, that's
game
true.
and whatever. And some of those old tile floors, they'd get slick and have to stop and
Is there a place
mop
where
those down.
Is there a place where you like to just I love to call games at that facility?
A favorite place?
Yeah.
Yeah. My favorite place to ever call a game was the Bloomfield,
I swear I was
Yep.
thinking that.
Yep.
especially a big game, a finals of the conference county tournament, a finals of the Christmas tournament.
Semifinals are always a good night
when,
too.
When the place is packed, they
Packed.
got the lower bleachers out, and it's packed house. That was always my favorite place to call a game.
Where do you guys go to change there? Is that kind of on the stage end? Was the officials locker room kind of up in that way?
It's changed through the years.
Oh.
There used to be at one time there was a little place right in the back of the stage there, but now they've got a place for us now. When you're headed toward the stage, you just turn before you go out that door to go out, beside the bleachers, and then there's a room there they've got now for officials.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did they add that?
They added that
after
on.
They
Well,
did
they
that
did some
addition
wrong.
or what? Or
It-
no,
no,
I
it was
didn't have
before
it's
that.
before
Oh.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
way before that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because they made that nice back up there.
Yeah.
They added all that room and that
Yeah.
concession area and whatever
Oh,
up
yeah.
there.
Yeah, it's a
really
good
nice.
place. It's a great place to work a game in.
Yeah.
Great man.
I've gone.
I like to watch games there.
I do. We go over there and watch when we can. And Sykes is not going to play there, but that'd be really cool for them to play there.
Yeah.
I enjoy that atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's always packed. Even when Dexter and Bernie, they'd always play in the finals over there.
Yeah.
Jerry and Minton, when Jerry and I called together, we'd have that Dexter and Bernie game. We'd have it probably 7 or 8 years in a row.
like
We'd have it at Bernie.
oh yeah.
One year, and then next year we go back to Jim Hall was coaching at Dexter at that time.
Yep.
And he'd hire us back, and then back and forth. We wouldn't have
When did Paul Hale go to Dexter? Was after Bernie? Had to be.
It was after Bernie. But
And then that's when,
Was he after Jim Hall? Was Paul after Jim Hall?
yeah,
yes, I
yes,
think so.
And that would have been because they had some really good teams there in Dexter that early 2000s.
Yep.
Once
Yeah.
they ran into New Madrid.
Yep.
Yeah, because they had his son Brett, and they
Brett.
had one kid that really good athlete, a really good player. I can't think of his name right now, but yeah, they had good teams. And Paul's a good coach,
Oh, he's a terrific coach.
Yeah.
and his teams could always shoot.
Yes.
And Paul Hale could shoot it too.
Yes,
I played
sir.
against him
Yep.
in high school.
Yep.
and he could shoot it.
Where did he go to school?
Scott Central.
got Central. Yeah,
My grandmother lived in Marley, and that's where Paul grew up. And when we were kids, we'd play basketball and just in the yards when I'd go
Right.
down there and visit. But yeah, Paul was a good basketball player, very good shooter.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
he's a good golfer too.
Even now,
Yeah,
I know
well,
he
yeah,
plays some.
yeah.
Really,
He was the AD at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
up there, and we'd be calling games or baseball games, and he'd be out somewhere else hitting shag balls out in the outfield, and hitting some shag ball stuff. He worked his way. Yeah.
his last year. I guess it was 08 when they won a state title, right? And he kind of rode off in the sunset.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I think that's Gosh,
I lose track of time. I couldn't tell you what year it
18
was.
years ago.
Yeah, I can't remember years because they just all go together from.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that team. They were very good.
They were loaded.
He's a good call for too.
Oh yeah, Paul was great.
Great call for. And Cookson,
Was
he was a good call for too.
Was he?
Oh yeah. We had. Oh, yeah.
Well, they're usually up by 40 in the third quarter, so he's not going to be saying a whole lot.
Yeah. He'd be in there. We'd dress in his office, and the locker room was right on the other side of the wall, and he'd be at halftime just eating those kids' butt out or whatever. He'd walk in there with us smiling and light up a cigarette.
Giving them the what for,
Yeah.
even though they're up probably 50.
Yeah.
There's a speaking of that, made me think of a story. Bobby Knight, he was telling a story. He was coaching the Olympic team. Have you heard this story?
About Jordan?
Yeah, it was Jordan and all these guys, and he said they probably literally played like the best first half of basketball that we could have played. And they were beating somebody by 30 points, and they went on to just mop the floor. I don't remember what country it was, and he said,
I think it was an exhibition game, to be honest with you.
maybe. And he said, but I've got to go in there and keep these guys motivated. And he first person he saw was Jordan, and he said, Jordan, he said, yeah, you're doing this and you're doing this,
But you ain't got a rebound on.
no, you hadn't set a screen.
Instead of screen.
Yeah, you hadn't set a screen all night. He said Jordan looked up at him. He was just chewing on him. And he goes, Coach, I set those screens so fast you can't even see me. Of course, Bobby added a few more colorful words to it when he was getting on Jordan. Yeah. He's like, if I get on him, then they know.
The rest of
them will get in line. That's what he was saying.
Let me tell you another quick story I just thought of on that line.
Yeah.
About the mid-'90s, somewhere in there, Lennis was coaching at Charleston. Lennis and I have been friends back since the 70s.
Oh, yeah.
They picked up a game about the middle of February against Vashon. Vashon had already won some tournament in Oklahoma or somewhere, traveled all over the place, and was loaded. And Vashon
Is this
never.
the 6-point halftime game?
Yeah. People. Vashon never had a JV game, so they just played varsity basketball. Tom Drummond and I was on the game, and we got to Charleston about 5:30, or about 4:30, 4:45 for a 6 o'clock start. The place was full. They may have already shut the door.
Probably.
People were saying Lennis was crazy playing Vashon that time of year. So we get in there, and we take off, and I've never seen defense in my life like Charleston played. It was either 26-8 or 28-6 or something.
I think it was 6 at
halftime.
halftime. I think it was 6.
Might have been 28-6.
They
at
held
halftime.
Vashon to 6 points?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
yeah.
Vashon couldn't even hardly get the ball across the half line and get in their offense. Charleston was all over.
It was
them.
94. It was 1994 because it was a Corey senior year.
Yeah.
Wow.
At halftime, Thomas and I was in Lennis's office, and on the other side of the wall, Lennis is chewing him out like I've never heard him chew anybody out about not playing any defense. Thomas and I just kind of looked at each other. I've never seen defense like that in my life. And Charleston winds up beating them 45-28, somewhere in that range, somewhere.
Oh, my gosh.
And Charleston goes on and wins the Class 3 state championship. Vashon wins the Class 4 championship. But I'll give Floyd Irons, the coach at Vashon, who was legendary for getting on officials.
Oh, yeah.
He sat there that night and took it like a man. I mean, he never complained. I think he was baffled, too, about the defense.
He didn't even know what to say?
I remember that game.
But I've never
Wow.
seen to this day, I've never seen defense like they played that night in my life.
Full court man, probably.
No, they just picked them up at the half line.
Oh, just half.
Vashon couldn't even get in their offense. I mean, they couldn't do anything. And
Holy
Could
cow.
be that smaller court, too.
right.
I mean, like,
Probably.
But Lennis was just tearing them a new one about not playing any defense.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
I'll be honest with you. I think they only played like 6, probably around that time. I mean,
Well, at that pace, you probably could. As long as guys weren't in foul trouble.
Yeah.
You could, at that pace, you wouldn't have to play very many.
I think they just had probably one off the bench. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean,
It'd probably been Frenchers. Williams would have been off the bench. So, like,
Yeah. were there? I guess there are times in a big game, or I say a big game, CMO conference or CMO conference tournament, or a county tournament, or something like that. Or you guys made a call and you're like, oh crap, I missed that one.
Well, it doesn't have to be in a big game.
And another,
it just happens, right?
It happens.
Yeah,
And
of course, it happens.
Another
you guys
thing-
aren't perfect.
Another thing that people don't realize is when we make a bad call, we're the first ones that know it.
Yeah,
Generally.
yeah.
But there's not much you can do at that point.
No.
And I mean, there's a couple ways you can handle it, and one of them that I've found through the years that worked better than anything is just say, "Hey, that's my bad. I missed it.
I missed it. I
You
missed the
know.
walk, or I missed
Right.
out of bounds, or whatever."
And I'm gonna tell you one of the funniest stories I've ever had in all my officiating, and his name was mentioned earlier. Ted Malk, New Madrid had an American Legion team for a time, and they were playing at Sykeston here one night, and this was back when the dugouts were still long and way further away from everything. I was on first base, and I don't remember if the call was out or safe, but I knew it was wrong before I was finished making it. Ted Malk just comes trotting out of the dugout toward me. He gets about 6 feet away from me, and I said, "Ted," I blinked up, and he goes, "Okay." Just made a semicircle, never broke stride, trotted right back to the dugout. He later said, "How can I argue that?"
Nah, there's no reason to argue.
And years later, every time I see Ted, we talk about that play.
That's all you can do at
But
that
I
point.
mean, I wish I could get up and show you. He was just trotting out, and he just said, "Okay," and just trotted right back to the dugout. Never broke stride.
They had when I played that. We played them some when I think they had a senior Babe Ruth team too at one point in time.
I think
and they
so.
played up here in that league. We had 4 or 5 senior Babe Ruth teams, and they played as well. That would have been
A long time ago.
late '80s, something like that. But when you guys, you were talking about like Dexter Burney or Charleston Sykeston. Is home court, is that like a real thing? I mean, you guys don't, the advantage, I guess, is what I'm saying. Do you guys, I know you guys don't, and
I
I've
know
said
what
this
you're trying to
before
say.
on, you guys, I know you, I know Sammy, I know 98% of the officials. You guys are, like you said, no, not at all. You're it's $100 or whatever
We
the
don't
number
care who
is.
wins.
No, that's my point.
Yeah.
And so, but does that sometimes, when I say sway you, I don't mean you're like, okay, we want Dexter. You're not putting your
Right.
thumb on the scale, so to speak.
No.
But we're here. Does the whole momentum do that, or is that just the way the game goes?
I think in some people's minds it might sometimes. There used to be an old saying, an old joke that on a close call would go against whoever rode the bus. But
Right.
But again, that's just the saying. I mean, really, I don't think so.
No.
Were there moments that you felt like you kind of got in the moment, or caught up in a moment, like you said, like a comeback or a crazy close game coming down to the wire? How did you guys? You're nervous, but for another reason. I mean, the kids that are playing in a close game, they're nervous, or the fans are, because they want their team to win. You obviously don't care.
No.
But you don't want to miss
Don't
the
wanna-
call, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We'll let
But-
the guys decide.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let the
But
players
yeah, we
decide.
have to
if
be-
it's just obvious or something.
Right.
We have to be on top of our game too.
Yeah.
And honestly, I've had people tell me this before. Well, you got to love those 70 to 40 games or whatever. I said, no, I'd rather have a 70, 68 game or 85, 84 game anytime, because we're human too. We get up the bigger the game is, the more we get up to,
Yeah.
just like players.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're pumped up and want to do a good job and fired up. And I mean,
And
after-
sharper, probably,
absolutely,
frankly.
absolutely.
If it's a
it's a lot
40-point
easier.
game, you're probably,
You're going to get a little lazy sometime. And
well,
miss
the
some
players
calls
do.
and- exactly.
They're getting sloppy with the ball and everything else.
And you want it just to be over.
Right.
Those good ones, you want it to just keep on going.
Right.
And man, after it's over, it takes a while you go home, it takes a while to wind down to get to sleep, and
I'm sure.
because we get hyped up just like the kids would.
I'm sure.
Do you find that, like, as y'all got more into it, like video and stuff like that, did y'all go back and start watching, like, some of the things y'all done, or?
Not really. There wasn't that much of it. Sometimes I wish there was more of it.
Yeah, that
with
was
us, and
because I knew Joseph talked about that on softball, that he
Yeah.
watches video.
Oh, they got a lot
He'll
of
go
video
back and
now.
watch himself call and
Right.
whatever.
Yeah.
If we would have done that, we'd have had to go to the schools and watch their tape with them or
Oh,
something.
yeah. Yeah.
You know, we don't. All the games weren't televised like they are now, and
That's true.
And
That's true.
we just didn't have that much of it. It'd be a good thing to do,
Yeah.
and they
You
should.
can learn, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I know the state, they put out different videos for different sports and stuff. And Kenny Seifert's in charge of the officials from Missouri. And they put out, like, from basketball, they got all kind of stuff, rebounding and watch this and that, and fouls, and what just one official does and stuff. And they got videos. And it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
You kind of
Oh, they've got that now that you guys can kind of watch and see what they're looking for.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah.
They'll send a mass email out or something, and it'll have it on there, and you could watch it and see and think of, well, you know, if you'd have done this or that, did I do it wrong, or should I have done it
Been in
that
the
way?
right spots
Yeah.
or whatever.
Right.
Couldn't
That
it-
position.
Kind of
Yeah.
along that line, I mean, is there any rules that y'all would maybe like to see implemented in basketball, baseball, or volleyball?
changed, or if they don't have something, I
Or
think
take
it
something
needs-
away, or what?
yeah, it needs to be a rule. or
Well,
something.
in baseball, they finally changed the rule. 15 runs after 3. It used to be 10 after 4.5
Yeah.
or 5. And
Yeah.
they finally Missouri went ahead and the association went ahead and got the 15 for Missouri.
Well, and I'm going to tell you the pitch count too that they.
Do you like that?
No.
I don't
Nobody.
either, Joe Bill.
Nobody
I don't
does.
like it.
And I'll tell you why. For one reason, they might start a kid that could pitch, and they've got a conference game coming up in a day or two. Well, they're not going to let him pitch a little bit, and then if they are way ahead or way behind in another game, they may bring in the right fielder to pitch who has no idea what to do.
Yeah.
And then I've had physical therapists tell me that they treated more kids after the pitch count for shoulder and arm
Yes.
that didn't know how to pitch than they
Yes.
ever did for kids that knew how to pitch. I think it was the dumbest thing ever.
Blake and I've had Blake on here, and we had a long drawn out deal one time. We talked about that. I don't think kids throw enough.
They don't.
And maybe even between like the strengthening and stuff, I think we used to pitch innings.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you'd get 6 innings every
Right.
whatever day,
10 innings every 3 days.
or whatever it
Yeah.
was. Yeah, whatever the rule was. I don't say ever. I don't remember kids having arm troubles when I played. I mean, maybe they did. I mean, I'm sure there were some.
Nothing like now.
No, it seems like everybody's going to have Tommy John, or they've got.
Yeah, they're having them now before they ever even need it.
Yeah,
The
or their
college kids.
labrum,
Yeah.
or whatever. And I'm not knocking the kids
Right.
because they're doing what they're told or
Right.
how they're training. But I don't like that either.
Yeah.
Is there anything about basketball that you would change or add or
shot
take?
clock, or
Yeah, do
I
y'all,
would take away the shot clock or not let it come in.
you don't like the shot clock?
No.
Interesting, really. Why is that?
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
I think it gives the team with the best athletes, not necessarily the best basketball players, the best shooters. I think it gives the team with the best athletes the better chance to win. You know, I go back to North Carolina and the old four corners offense. When
Yep.
they had a lead late, you weren't going to beat them if they
No.
made free throws.
Yep.
Princeton, years ago, when they ran that offense and they'd run it, turn it over and over until they got a layup. Shot clock, you can't do that.
Right.
And they're just racehorsing up and down the floor. And I think the teams with the best athletes have the best chance to win. But
Interesting.
that's just my preference.
No, that's a
interesting.
great take on it. It's a fan's perspective. As far as I don't really have an opinion, so to speak, but I can just tell you those games like that.
Oh, I know. Fans like it, like the action.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
some of those years in the SEMO conference tournament when Cape Central or whoever it was would hold the ball.
Cape and Bluff, it seemed always with holding the bluff.
Stall the ball. That's
Yeah.
boring and nobody likes it. But
Yeah.
referees don't mind it a bit.
Give you a break.
I can imagine. I can imagine. You're getting the same pay whether y'all score 40 points or 120.
Exactly.
Or you don't see a lot of that as much as you used to. I mean, like it used to be.
The stalling. Yeah, and well, the shot clock, they'll have it in the conference tournament, and then
Yeah.
they'll have it
They had it somewhere
in
else.
some shootouts.
Yeah.
Different tournaments that they can have it in.
Yeah, but they don't have it in a regular season game or
They
in
will.
postseason.
They will eventually.
Probably.
but-
Well,
Probably.
It's coming. I think
Arkansas does
I think
have it.
I think if they were to do it, I think they need to do it for like bigger schools and leave the smaller schools kind of.
Well,
I
they're
don't,
going
know
to
how
have.
you, I don't know how you do that. But
They're going to have to train some people to run the shot clock.
that's the.
You got to have somebody know what's going on.
Yeah.
And what to do, and reset. And
I was just going to say because that.
And they've got to put some more equipment in and other on their
Yeah.
scoreboards and this and that. But I mean, it's coming. It'll happen.
Yeah, yeah. Anything for you, Joe? Anything you want to change either in baseball or anything like that?
I think the 15-run rule is the biggest.
Yeah.
Biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because we'd be out there if the
Oh.
kingdom come to somebody we get their 10 runs in or whatever it is forever.
And there's nothing worse than being up by 10 or 11 or 12, and you think, okay, a couple more innings, we're going to be done. And then they'll
They'll
slack
score.
off, and all of a
They'll
sudden
score
somebody will
2 or
score
3.
2 or 3.
Three.
And then you got to go all 7.
I guess with volleyball, speed scoring would probably be the biggest change.
The rally score.
The rally
Yeah,
score.
rally score.
Oh, it's,
That
we
helped.
like that.
That helped a lot,
Yeah.
more than anything in the JV games, because before that, if they served it into the net, it was just a
Side
side out.
Oh,
Now
my
every
God.
time somebody
Serve,
messes up,
somebody's
at
gonna
least
make
it's
a
a
point.
point.
Somebody's going to make a point.
Do they get? Is it like tennis? Do they get one like net serve and then they get to go again, or if you hit it in the net, it's a point for the other team?
If you hit
on-
the
on
net
volleyball.
serve, it's a point for the other
Yeah,
team.
it's just
So
a point.
just like tennis, you get one,
Right.
then you get to go again.
Yeah.
But in volleyball, if you hit the net, it's just a point. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
If it's the score ever hit, just or
Oh
ever-
yeah.
ever-
Okay.
ever-
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was that? Oh, do you guys like replay? What do y'all think about that? I mean, we don't really have it in high school, but What-
No. To an extent, college basketball right now, the replay has ruined college basketball
Oh,
in the
my
last
gosh.
couple of minutes of
That's-
the game.
I totally agree. I agree with that.
Now, once in a while, fine, I don't have a problem with it. But for every little call,
Yeah.
I don't.
Right. Out of bounds call or
Touch call.
Just
Who
to see if it
touched that? Yeah.
touched the end of a fingertip
Fingertip.
or whatever.
and then, even then, it's still hard to tell.
I know.
It's really
you
hard.
almost
to
got to
tell.
really watch the ball in those situations,
Yeah.
like which the rotation.
Right.
But y'all probably watching that stuff already anyway. I mean,
Right.
that's when you're watching.
But I mean, I can see there's instances where it's good. Now, Major League Baseball, I don't mind the replay too, but especially the way they've got it now with on the balls and strikes and stuff.
That's really fast.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
5 seconds or 10 seconds.
Well, I can see that coming to like you would think they could use that same technology for like knocking a ball out of bounds, like knowing which player knocked it. I mean, like I don't know why you couldn't use that.
I don't know. It's very.
They'd have to set a lot of cameras up.
That's
probably.
I think that's the key.
Yeah.
Is getting all the cameras. I don't know how replay would ever come to high school. There's just not enough.
Well, I don't think you could at high school.
No, I
Yeah,
don't think so either.
I mean,
But this new ABS system, or
Yeah.
whatever, I like that
I'm
pretty
not.
good.
I don't have a big problem with that.
It's
I still,
quick. That's right.
yeah.
Call and ball. It's real quick.
I
Replay
still
is on
want the
that.
officials. I don't want it to be
Right.
just a
yeah, robots.
no a zone and you throw it through that or whatever.
Yeah.
I want it to be guys still calling because that's still part of the game.
I'm sure a lot of the old major league umpires though are glad that they didn't have instant replay back then. I read a book one time on one of the big guys. I forget what his name was, but said they were at Philadelphia one time. It was a packed house. The guy was stealing second, coming in, and he called him out. And the guy jumped up and he said, "I'm safe. You know I was safe." He goes, "I know you were safe,
Yeah.
but these 50,000 fans think you were out, so you're out."
I've heard that. I heard that story similar to that. All these guys saw me call you out, so you're out.
Yeah.
Yes, that is correct. The only one. I don't think you guys. I think you guys probably weren't calling then, but just a few years ago, the old Cooter The game with Cooter and
Principia.
That was Principia.
Principia. Oh, up there in the-
Principia.
in the
That was a Farmington or
quarterfinal.
quarter.
Or
I think
yeah,
it was a
quarterfinal.
quarter.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I was sitting at home watching the game. Oh, no. And I kept saying, they got the score wrong. They have missed a point here.
Oh, no.
But they never would go back and change it.
No. And they tried.
Mm-hmm.
I know David tried all he could do.
Yeah.
Well, heck, that happened this past year.
All the
Principia girls.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they went back
And they
and
went
started
back and played that one.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy how that
Still had the same outcome though, didn't it? I think didn't the same team win?
Principia ended up winning anyway. Yeah,
Didn't they play
did.
like the last quarter again or something? They didn't play the whole game.
No,
did they?
right. They kind of win that.
To that point. or
I think
something?
that's right.
I think like 4 or 5 minutes left in the game
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
What was the story? It's been a couple years ago in softball, and I think Portageville was involved, didn't they?
Oh,
what
girl,
was that?
Girl hit a home run,
Yeah.
and when she came in to circle the bases, they appealed she didn't touch home. Somebody said she didn't touch home.
That's what it
And
was.
the first base umpire's the one that called
it.
Oh
yeah.
no! How many are like a state game? Was there
They
three
had three.
officials
They
on,
had
or
three.
three umps on that?
They have three.
Yeah.
I would,
I remember. That's what it was. I think it was a walk-off grand slam or something like that.
Home
Or
run. that would've won the
walk-off
ball.
home run, or would have been.
Yeah. won
how
the game.
important is it to make that call? I mean, like,
Oh, I don't see how you could.
That was my question. How in the heck would you call that?
Well, first of all, the home plate umpire standing right there.
Right.
The first base umpire came in and said she didn't touch the plate. And of course, they got to get talked, whatever. I said, now, I was looking right at that. I don't see there's any way you could make that
I
call.
don't know. I don't know what the principle of making that call would be.
No.
Well, in that instance, I don't know the rule, but would the home plate ump have to ask the first base ump?
He didn't ask him. Apparently, the first base umpire just came in there and said,
Did they rotate on that play?
I think because Johnny Fry was on that game, I think.
He
so
was
he
on,
went out.
He
with
went
the
out on the
fly
on the
ball.
fly. 'Cause
The third base ump
Yeah.
went out.
Yeah.
because the ball was sitting there. Was going to go over the fence or not go over? Kind of maybe the semi-line drive, maybe.
So the home plate umpire was there. When, of course, they're all gathered around home plate.
How
and
could
she
you even
comes
see
in.
it?
I mean, I don't see how you could. And at that point, what difference does it make?
Right.
The play
my
was made.
gosh.
I mean, like,
Right.
heck, so many leagues and let you run to first base and be done in like softball or
Yeah,
whatever.
the
You know
slow
what I mean?
pitch softball. Yeah, they just go to first and turn around.
Yeah, that was. I don't see how that guy could live with himself, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I don't.
I mean, like, you're-
I just remember that call and thinking, holy
You're talking
moly, what are
kids
they
here
doing?
too. All kinds of emotion. I mean, like,
Oh yeah.
man.
'Cause
Maybe he
didn't-
got caught up in the emotion of it too. You know what I mean?
Didn't they end up losing? Didn't Porter?
Yeah, Portage. They
Would-
lost. They
would
played
that-
for third place.
Did
That
that?
would've
Third place.
That would have got him to the championship game.
Yeah.
Okay,
So they
but
played.
would that nullifying that run? Did they lose because that was been the third out? Oh, okay. It didn't like make it tied.
That was the end of the game.
End of the game.
Oh my.
So they went from winning to losing just like that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Can you imagine what? Can you imagine what Mr. Minner would have done?
Mr. Minner. We had him on here. There's been several stories mentioned about Minner.
I think he
They'd-
may have been one of the ones that suggested Joe.
I think he was. I
They'd
think,
have
I think
had, to,
Michael
they'd had to
was.
lock him up.
Minner's he's a great guy.
he's
You
a
can't
hoot.
beat him.
No, he's a great guy.
He's a
Got
prince
your
of a
back.
guy.
He
Yeah,
is.
He's got
He
your
is.
back anytime.
Oh, he is there, and I know you guys know most of, or say most, probably all, if most all, if not all, when those guys are getting on you as far as a coach, it's the heat of the moment.
Right.
They're,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
they're
Oh,
wound
yeah.
up, and then
Oh, yeah.
after the game, they're like,
Yeah,
"Man,
yeah.
Joe Bill or
Yeah,
Joe,
yeah,
I'm sorry,
yeah,
I just got
yeah.
wound up. I got caught up in the moment."
You know, and the best ones are the ones that'll get on you during the game, but the minute the game's over, it's done.
It's over.
with.
Yeah, it's over.
over.
That's right.
That's over.
And
That's
most
right.
of them are like that. There's some that aren't,
Yeah.
but there's
That's what I mean. I assumed that
Yeah.
that those guys are like, well, okay,
yeah.
yeah, and usually of course I like to give Sammy grief just because I give him grief,
Sammy needs it.
and he would always say, "Well, how many free throws y'all missed down the stretch?" I'm like, "That's not what I'm talking about, Sammy. how many turnovers you have?
Yeah.
I'm not talking about that, Sammy."
Yeah. Well, and at that point, to the biggest problem when a call is missed that everybody remembers it's at a crucial time.
Yeah, right.
Right at the end of the game or
Yeah.
something. If that same call would have been made in the first quarter, word never been said.
No,
Yeah.
no,
So-
no, not at all.
But-
Not at all. It's you guys. The speed of that for sure is what I can tell you. And I can't. I think Lloyd might have been on this, and maybe we talked about it. And I'm not calling him out because I'm gonna call my own self out just as a fan watching it. A couple years ago, when they had that altercation with Jadis
At Charleston.
at Charleston, and it was a sectional game,
Yeah.
and the kid swung at him.
Yeah.
I was watching the game on TV,
So
and
was
I didn't see it.
Me too.
I
didn't
did not see it.
I didn't either.
Brian James was here. We were watching it.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron and I, Brian and Emily James, and he goes, "Whoa, what was that?" And I'm like, "What?
know.
What?" He goes, "Rewind it," and I'm like, "What?" And then finally, when he pointed it out, I went,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I'm like, "How'd they miss it?" I'm like, "Well, I just missed it.
Yeah.
It's right in front of me." How?
They're running up and down the court. I mean,
Right.
I mean,
Right. It was well behind the play. The ball was way ahead of everything, or
Yeah.
vice versa, or whatever.
I didn't see it either. Till
I didn't see it.
rewinded.
No, I didn't see it, and so it just happens.
Stuff happens.
Yeah.
And through the years, and not so much anymore, but in the older days, there would be players that we knew going into the game that we'd have to keep an eye on.
Yep.
Because they would pull some dirty, cheap
Oh, they
stuff.
like to shoot and punch him in the belly.
Yeah.
You have to watch out for those guys.
They would shoot and
They-
then punch
the guy playing defense. You'd go up to shoot. The guy playing, he'd come up.
or somewhere lower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, that was back when we were two-man crews
Two-man
and there was
crews.
10 kids out there and you couldn't
No way
watch
you
them
could.
all.
No
but
way you could.
There were some that we knew going in that we would have to keep a little bit of an eye on. As you're going down, instead of watching there, you keep glancing back a little bit to see.
so I mean, I'm not trying to say that, but that's kind of dumb on the kids' part to do that because
Well, yeah.
now you're going to be a target.
Right.
Well, yeah.
I mean,
But they could,
Not-
but
not
they
that
would do it till they could get away, till they got, as long as they were getting away
I
with
was just going to say that's part
but I
of
mean,
kind
once
of
you're
the
marked,
deal.
though, you're marked.
it. Oh yeah, yeah, because that word spreads pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure. It's kind of like golf. If you're a cheater,
You're a cheater.
yo, you're
What was the
branded.
Guy, wasn't there a guy this week that had some kind of got kicked out of? He resigned from a country club over.
Oh, that was
that was up in St. Louis. That was a Winghaven. Did you hear about that?
no what?
Yeah.
I can't remember the whole
So
story.
they were playing. Usually, they call it a member,
Yeah.
or you have it. Sometimes you have a member guest. Well,
Yeah.
They played a member, and a guy. He had this all set up. He went out like at 6 o'clock in the morning before they even got started and put a ball in the hole on this certain hole on a par three. And he did something, and he goes, "Y'all go ahead. I'm going to run up here and hit while y'all are doing something." And he got up there, and he's jumping around, and they said, "Oh, you hit all in one." Well, somehow somebody 2 or 3 greens over or fairways over were like, "That guy didn't do that." And just so it happened, there was a camera on the maintenance shed or something out by that, and they looked and they saw the guy out there like before sun. Maybe it's 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Went out there and put the ball in the
And they
hole.
found his ball behind the green, didn't they? But
I didn't hear that part. I just know that his ball. They
Wow.
saw him do that,
Jeez.
and I'm like, "What in the world?"
I think he resigned from the
I
country.
think I don't know if he resigned. I think he got kicked out.
Probably did.
I believe I'd had to
That
move
was on-
too.
That was at Winghaven. That's in St. Louis. That's like on the south side of St. Louis.
That was on like some. I listened to college sports radio on XM, and they were talking about it today. Like that was a big deal.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Jeez.
What you mentioned it briefly a while ago, talking about needing young officials. It still seems to be football, basketball, probably all of the sports.
It's a problem.
What is Misha or are you guys or your associations doing anything, or what's the
We're trying to, and they're trying to get Misha's trying to get coaches to get kids that play for them, to get in officiating.
What would it do if you added a class? Like
we
in high
talked
school?
about that.
Jackson has a class. I thought Saxon had a class too.
Yeah, Jackson has an officiating class.
Really,
High
I don't
Yeah.
think we. I don't think we've got one.
I think that should be mandatory for all sport.
Yeah.
People that play sports to go through an
I don't-
officiating class.
You know what? I'm gonna text Andy. I'm on the school board. You think I'd know that? But I don't think we've got that. I don't think we have that class.
The only reason I know that they do is because David Murray, the
Murray.
volleyball coach, teaches that class.
Oh,
and he's
yeah.
talked
Yeah.
to us about it.
Yeah. And is it for all sports? Or is it just volleyball? Or
I don't know what
I
all
think
sports.
they do basketball and baseball.
Baseball.
I'm not, and I'm knowing him, they'd do
Probably
volleyball.
volleyball.
I'm sure.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But,
Probably like you think getting in college is a good way to make a little bit of extra money.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it beats the heck out of flipping burgers.
Yeah.
Well, I know the
Nothing against flipping
No,
burgers.
no,
I know
of course.
I know the the
Biles.
Oh, the Biles twins.
over
They
there,
sure do.
They got into it now.
Yeah, yeah.
They just graduated.
They did.
Boy.
They did.
The biggest problem that we found, or that I found with younger guys trying to get them in it, when we were still calling our association, we would get some young guys in, and we'd do a travel along thing. We would take a young guy with 3 of us.
So he can
And-
watch.
Well, he'd call the JV
The
game.
game.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
one of us would sit and then work one half, another guy'd work a half, and then we'd talk to him and on the ride and whatever. But what I found, we'd get some guys that were going to go, we'd call them and say, yeah, well, they'll sign up for games. So a week or so ahead of time, I said, okay, you're going with us next Tuesday, right? Well, no, my wife's got this, or we've got something or whatever. And he said, I'm not going to be able to make it. I said, well, then you're never going to make it as a referee. You've got to be committed.
Yep.
It's the same with, and I hate to sound like an old guy, but the younger generation have a problem committing long term to some stuff.
Sure.
But it's a commitment. I mean, there's
Yeah.
no telling how many anniversaries, birthdays, and everything else we've missed
Yeah.
in 40 years refereeing. But if you're going to do it, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And I can see a wife with a young kid or baby or two, and a husband's out
Well,
refereeing 2 or 3 nights a week, and I can see where it gets a little tense. But
Yeah.
Justin. That's one of the reasons Justin stopped
Yeah.
refereeing football.
My brother, he called football in Mississippi. Kind of the same thing. He started
Yeah.
having kids,
I
and
mean, I understand it. I
Yeah.
was lucky and fortunate enough to have a wife and kids that understood and was okay with it. But
yeah,
that's a problem too, getting young kids involved, because
We'd go 4 or 5 nights a week.
Oh.
At
yeah,
least.
yeah.
Oh, if you have 4 nights, it's probably like
Oh.
a week off. On
the
that.
last 5 or 6 years I refereed, I had 2 weeks during the season that I had 3 nights a week. All the rest of them was either 4, 5, or sometimes 6 nights a week if a tournament was
Holy
going on.
cow.
And we're traveling all over southeast Missouri.
Right.
And
So, kind of talking about games and stuff. Is there I know you talked about the Charleston game in '94. Is there any game that you recall that you just this was awesome to
like
be
the
able to?
best game I ever did.
Oh,
Yeah.
boy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
There've been
No,
much of them.
no hands down about it.
Let's hear it.
Sykeston and Scott Central at the Show Me Center.
Yeah.
You did have that. I forgot
Yeah.
about
Yeah,
that.
it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
What an
Just-
atmosphere.
Oh, tremendous atmosphere, back and forth game.
Yeah.
Just
Who
the
was
best
that? You was
me,
Jason
Tim
Lipe.
Harmon, and Jason Lipe.
Yeah.
Jason Lipe had that. Tim Harmon. Oh, is he still calling basketball?
Yeah.
Tim is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I knew he was. He's
AD at
AD at
Malden.
Malden, right? Yeah.
He calls football too.
I don't. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he calls
I
football
knew that.
too.
I knew that.
But yeah, that game in my first Final Four,
Yeah.
or the two that stick out. But yeah, that one, head and shoulders, the best game I ever called.
Wow.
So you just mentioned the Final Four. How do you get picked for that?
Misha picks that
Is it
You
based
just-
on
through-
evaluations and?
through evaluations and
Coach's recommendation.
coaches' recommendation,
Observer.
evaluators, observers, recommendations, and then after you've been around long enough, people at Misha know who you are, and but yeah, that's picked by
That's a
Misha.
pretty big honor, I would say.
Very nice.
Or in
Yeah.
my opinion, it is.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that Joe? What about you? What's the best game you've been part
Oh
of?
shoot, there's been a bunch of them. There's been a bunch of them. I go back to Portisville when Portisville had that state done the 4 seasons or 4 years in a row.
Yeah.
They
Was
won.
that the early to mid 90s?
Yeah. They were good. I mean, you had Charleston, Sykeston, you'd have Dexter and Bernie, and I tell you, you'd have Clarkton and Gideon.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard there's some knockdown drag
yeah,
outs
Oh.
there.
back there. Oh yeah, because you had
What are they? A minute apart or 2 minutes
Well,
apart or
not
something?
too
A little
far.
more.
Three-
Yeah,
yeah.
about
three-
6.
3 or 4 miles apart.
Yeah.
3 or 4 miles apart.
Oh, and they're all related to one another.
Yeah. Well, I had 2 brothers. Buchanan. So it was Jerry Buchanan. There was they coached against each other.
The brothers coached against.
One was at Gideon, and one was at
Clarkton.
At Clarkton.
Oh my god!
And I can't remember what. What are the first names?
Well, even to this day, the Clarkton volleyball coach and the Gideon volleyball coach are cousins, and they're always the best two teams in that area down there.
Is that right?
Yeah. Ronald Buchanan, that's one name, right? He coached at and Keenan, his brother coached at
Gideon.
At Gideon, and I think John Ronald was at Clarkton, I think Clarkton, but they coached against each other. So and they
Usually
were big
all-
rivals.
Usually all the big rivalry games are good to call.
Yeah, yeah.
And Bob Johnson was the first observer that I had
Yeah,
back
me too.
from Poplar Bluff, and I can remember when I was calling, he was watching, and when they'd have a free throw like a 1-and-1, I would go up like this. He said, "No, it's this way." Mechanics and stuff like that.
Right.
And then he was a good one.
Yeah.
To go.
Do you guys? Speaking of that, do you guys like getting rid of the 1-and-1? What do you think about that rule?
Well,
Yeah, that was after us.
No,
but
no,
but
right,
I'm
I know.
I'm okay with it.
I like that rule.
Yeah. Now, when you get 5 fouls and resets at the end of the quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the reason I like it, we'd call some junior college women's games over at Three Rivers, and they had that rule beforehand, and there'd be a couple of minutes to go in the first quarter. It didn't matter what quarter it was. There'd be a couple of minutes left, and they'd have 3 or 4 fouls, and that coach is yelling at them, "Don't foul, don't foul, just play." That's
You
what I
love
liked
that.
about it. Yeah. So they'd just play better defense and not try to foul. And
Right.
so it would reset and start at 0 here in a minute or two.
So, what is it? I mean, like, I'm a dummy sometimes. So, what would be the main purpose? Is to speed the game up, or kind of just give?
Well, you don't
Just
want to.
speed it up. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
and
does.
free throws are just a waste of time.
Waste of
really,
time,
most
yeah.
of the time. They're just
Yeah, you don't want to give the other team basically free points.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying like the rule.
Right.
The rule.
Only
Yeah,
time
just,
you want that clock to run and
Yeah.
get over it when you're shooting free throw. If it's way out of hand, just take your time, boys.
Well, now let me ask you this, because I always say this when I'm watching a game. Another team's up by the turbo clock is on, as they
Yeah.
say. Do you get a little more or do you get a little more?
You took that shirt in.
lackadaisical.
No. Do you get a little more? You call more fouls to keep the clock burning, kind of during that time. You're like, I was close to him. It looked like a foul, just to keep
Maybe.
the clock burning.
Maybe.
What we will.
Take a little longer.
Hey,
on,
I would.
take a little longer on free throws.
Right,
get the ball
right,
back in.
right.
You wanna
Well,
get
that
over
way,
it.
if they're shooting free throws, the clock's still cranking. That's what I was talking
A lot
about.
of the coaches want that thing over with anyway.
They do.
They want it over with.
They're not-
Now, there's been some coaches that will keep on pressing and be way ahead. They keep on pressing.
I'm not a fan of that.
And we can get them out of that press, and
Yeah.
we do.
Yeah. I can think of one specifically that you're talking about, and that I've never been a fan of that. And I don't speak for Greg, but I know for a fact if he's up 30, he pulls the press off.
Yeah.
He immediately he does that.
Yeah.
I don't care
There's
for
Some
no-
of them
there's
just
no
keep the hammer
reason-
down. There's no reach for that.
No, not at that point. If you're up 50, 60 points, what's the point?
We're talking about the clock running, keeping it running. Mark Mars always tells the story. He
Mark.
was somewhere one night, and there was a timeout or something, and some lady was yelling at him, said, "Didn't you see that foul down there a minute ago?" And Mark said, "Yeah, I saw it." She said, "Well, why didn't you call it?" He said, "Because I learned a long time ago, every time I blow this whistle, they stop that clock."
Exactly right. Oh, Mark, he's a dandy.
I'm telling you, man.
He is a dandy, and he is he calling anything at all?
Yeah, he's calling volleyball and softball. And he does a little baseball.
A little
too.
bit of baseball.
He
He
does.
Yeah.
I didn't think he did baseball anymore.
doesn't do
Well,
a
that's
lot.
more softball than baseball.
Okay,
But-
has he? He did football for a while too,
Long
right?
time.
Long time.
Yeah.
He
Long
doesn't do
time.
football.
He doesn't do football or basketball anymore. Did he have a hip or knee replaced or
Yeah, the
something?
hip replacement, and
Yeah.
then you told me today he just had cataract surgery.
Yeah, he just had cataract surgery last week.
I knew he couldn't see. I knew that was a problem.
I hadn't seen him in a while.
I saw Mark actually not that long ago. I can't remember where I saw him.
He retired from this gas company.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. Where did I can't remember where I saw him. No, I really like Mark.
Yeah, he's a good, solid guy.
He
Yep.
is. When you were still, say, basketball or baseball, what you called a long time? What kept you guys coming back every year? Was
I
there-
loved it. I liked
just-
to be around the kids.
You just love being,
And,
love the
hey,
game.
It kept you in shape.
Yeah.
Oh, for
It
sure.
kept- yeah, because we'd go to volleyball and then we'd be off maybe a week or two. We'd have junior high. We'd
Yeah.
call a few junior high games and the high school games started.
Yeah.
And when you get out of the high school game, there was about 2.5 or 3 weeks before baseball season started.
We'd
Yeah.
go year round just
Year
about.
round.
But yeah, just the competition and staying. I like being around young people. I like being still giving back to the game. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I can remember back when I played. I mean, some referees were better than others, and
Sure.
it makes you want to do
Yeah.
a good job as good as you can, and just the camaraderie with other officials and the fans, people that you've met and become friends with, and acquaintances
Yeah.
all over Southeast Missouri, and in my case, state of Missouri. I mean, I call a ton of American Legion baseball and tournaments in Springfield and
Yep.
Kansas City and Sedalia, and met a ton of people, and just that's the biggest thing I miss not officiating.
Yeah.
Is
The guys.
our group of guys that
Yeah.
you're around and seeing people.
Yeah.
You
You
know.
guys, do y'all know Don Thompson? Do you know
Yes.
Don?
Yes.
He lives in Potosi. He
Yeah.
works for the bank I work for.
Yeah.
And he called just a couple of years ago, and he broke his leg.
I remember you telling me that.
Did you see how that happened? A kid, I think the kid fell and landed right here and broke his leg. And of course, we were giving him a hard time. They had to stop the game for like 30 minutes. I'm like, could you get off the freaking floor, Don?
The last high school game that I called was a girls' game, and it was a sectional game over at Dexter. And I believe it was Saxon Lutheran playing Twin Rivers, and Kelly Nunn was the coach for Twin Rivers girls. And
Was
Sam Side.
Sam
was gonna say,
Sides,
yeah.
Sam Sides was a coach. It was a blowout, and Mickey Gum, Donald Thompson, and that was the last game that I called.
really?
Basketball, yeah. Donald.
Really?
Yep.
That would have been
That was in, I tell you what it was.
2018,
2015, 2015 and 16 is the last year I called. So
Okay.
that'd been March of 2000.
2016.
Yeah, 2016.
So over 10 years ago then.
Yeah.
I'll see Don tomorrow. I'm going to mention
yeah.
that to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a board meeting in Farmington. I'll see Don tomorrow.
Y'all gonna fly up there tomorrow?
I am.
All right.
I am. They're going to fly. They're going to pick me up about 10:30.
30?
Yep, that's right.
Ooh, I can go with you, man. Go up the wild blue yonder.
Yeah, it's about 16 minutes, wheels up to wheels down,
Yeah.
from Sykeston to Farmington. It doesn't take long.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll tell him that. Are there, after you guys have called so long, what do you want people to think about you? Like, we called so long. What do you want? What do you hope that players, fans, coaches, whatever?
Well,
do you want them to think anything about you? I mean, obviously, not you weren't a
I
jerk.
hope they think of us as good guys, that we were firm and fair and pretty consistent,
Yep.
and that we did care about the game
Yeah.
and cared about him too.
Yeah.
There.
I think you all. I could tell you. I know you guys cared about the kids too.
Yeah,
for sure.
just that they knew that we were out there for the right reason and to do a good job and give them what they're supposed to get.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
Well, Mike and I have talked about it a lot on here. I talk it. I do a lot of I do the home games on YouTube for Sykeston for football and basketball. And I'll get to talking on there that if we don't have officials, we don't have a ball game.
Right.
I mean, we don't have a game.
It's
Well, you
plain
don't
and
have any
simple.
authority.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
There's been the last, I don't know, the last year I called baseball was 2022, because that was 50 years and I retired.
Yep.
The last couple of years that I called, they were having trouble.
They were having to cancel games.
Cancel games. They couldn't find anybody to umpire.
Baseball.
Baseball and softball.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that still
Well-
continues. That's happened. It's happened every year since then too.
I remember a few years ago in football, they would push some games to Saturday.
Right.
Or Thursday.
Or Thursday night.
Or Thursday.
Thursday,
Yeah.
Saturday.
To have
Because-
enough officials.
Yes,
Yep.
because they'd have to spread them around basically.
Yeah.
That's
I mean, I can see why baseball and stuff like that would be hard. I mean, like, because of the schedule. I mean, like,
Yeah, 4
4:30.
o'clock.
Yeah.
Most of
Yeah.
a lot of them start at 4 o'clock.
yeah.
You know, and
I've never understood that, by the way, but whatever. I guess some
Well, yeah.
places don't have lights. I guess
Right.
that's part of it.
that's the biggest reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, and that's another thing, and I'm not just something to throw out here while
Yeah.
we're talking.
Yeah.
Fans want to get on officials, and I understand it, all that. But what they don't, I think some of them think that we get up the morning of a game and decide who we're going to screw that night. You know,
You
They
think
may
you
work-
don't?
and you know, most all the officials have a job,
Yeah.
work during the day.
Yeah.
They may go from their job, 5 or 10 minute ride home, get a bite to eat, go to the game, watch the game, 5 or 10 minutes they're back home. We work all day, may leave work early, more times than not.
Yeah.
Drive an hour, sometimes 2 hours to a ball game. Run 5 to 7 miles that night. Take a shower, drive another hour, 2 hours home.
Yeah.
Get up the next day and do it all over again.
Right.
They never think about that part.
Right.
They act like sometimes we're not human beings.
Yeah. That's right.
But
That's right.
you know, and I understand it, but
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Oh,
like
that's
the
right.
coaches. I may get upset during the game, but
Yeah, no,
At the-
I'm
it's
over it.
over- I'm
I'm
over
over it after the game. I am too. I know I get a little wound up, but
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
What'd you say, man?
sometimes there were guys that get some guys beside me would needle me and get me wound up.
I think the school's probably been smart putting you on the.
No, I know that's what I said. I think they've just all ganged up on me and get me up there. I can't yell and holler, and I can't say words because of FCC and all that stuff. So I gotta maintain my composure.
What's going to happen when you get off the board? Like,
Yeah, that's the other thing. I'm on the school board. I got to kind of control my tongue a little bit. At least act like I got a little
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
As my mom used to tell me, at least act like you got some
Yeah,
sense.
sense.
Even though you don't, act like you do. So, actually, I kind of jumped right past this. What are you guys doing now? I know we kind of talked a little bit. Tell it for folks that are listening. I kind of know what y'all are doing now. What are y'all doing now? I know y'all still calling some, but what are you doing for your
real job.
Real
job,
job?
so to speak? Yeah.
Well, I'm the Scott County Treasurer.
How long have you been doing that?
I got elected in 2018.
Okay. Wow.
and-
I didn't realize it'd been that long.
I got reelected in 22 when I was unopposed, and I just got reelected last week for a third term.
So there won't be nobody
And I
running
was
against you.
unopposed, yeah.
Okay.
So I've got another 4-year term.
Okay. I'm in New Madrid County, so
Right.
I didn't know. I could remember what term you were, and so that's what keeps you busy, I guess.
Yep.
Okay.
Then I substitute teach. I'm over at East Ferry about several times throughout the week for the school year. So
Yeah.
I'm over with Jamie Johnson quite
Oh
a bit.
Lord, we had Jamie on.
I
Probably.
think he might have told you to get him one too.
I think probably so. He.
We go way back too.
Oh, my God.
what
way
a
back.
what a dandy.
Oh yeah.
Well, you talking about a guy that can get worked up. Jamie.
You know, he started talking to call him when he was coaching baseball.
Oh, yes.
Yep.
Does he still get wound up now with the squirrels and stuff? Does he?
Sometimes. Jamie Johnson and Mitch Wood are two of the prime examples. They're both the greatest guys you'd ever
Yeah.
want to meet.
Yeah. Oh
They're
yeah.
both very good friends of mine, the greatest guys you'd ever want to meet. And they're perfectly fine as long as things are going well. The minute that they turn, they go berserk.
Well, that sounds familiar. I'm usually pretty calm. If Sykeson's leading, Joe, and you making all the good calls, I didn't have any issues with that.
Tell them about Mitch, the basketball game and the pregame conference you had with Mitch. I mean, he was coaching basketball at Oran and stuff. And they were playing Sykeston or playing somebody somewhere. Don't you remember telling that?
No, the best Mitch Wood story I've got is in the Oran tournament one time when his son Ryan and Cookson and I don't remember who all was playing for him. And they were pretty good, but in the semifinals they upset somebody. So they were going to play Kelly in the championship the next night. And Kelly had Hulshoff and, I don't know, maybe Denver Stuckey, and I don't know, but they were good. After the game, we dressed in Mister's office. He came in, and man, he was so excited. He said, "Oh, this is fantastic." He said, "We shouldn't be in this. Now, next year we're going to win this thing, but there's no reason we should be playing in the championship game. You guys won't hear a word out of me tomorrow night. Not a word."
Famous last words.
Loaded his gun right there.
So the next night we get there, before getting ready for the championship game. We're in there getting dressed. He comes in, just smiled all over. Said, "Man, we know we can't win, but we got it. We're going to give it all we got. But you won't hear. We don't have a chance. You won't hear a word out of me tonight." We throw the ball up. We go to that end, this end, back to this end. The next trip by, Mitch is going nuts.
That's it.
Well, he threw the free throw. I walk over to him and I said, "What's this crap about us not hearing nothing out of you tonight?" He goes, "Oh, you know how I am."
You knew I was lying. You know better than that.
Yeah, I should have said, "I knew you was lying last night."
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's good stuff. I'm with him. He got wound. He got caught up in the moment. He's
And that's another thing. We talked earlier about it a little bit. A lot of guys, people will tell me sometimes, "I don't see how you put up with them coaches. Let them talk to you like they do, and you're over there." We'll be in front of them sometimes, and he's just chewing you out over there. And most of the time, they're telling jokes or just
Having a good time.
small talk, just regular stuff.
Yeah.
Well, and I said, "You have no idea what's going on." Drew Church was the best one about it.
Yeah.
Everybody would think he's just chewing our butt, and he's just joking and stuff. One night, me and Randy Probst, and Drew Church and Randy Probst were very good friends. We were at a game at Cape Central, and Randy made a call on the far end away from Cape's bench one night. And I come back by, and Drew said, "Can you believe he made that call down there?" I said, "Well, yeah, I can believe it. He's not very good." He goes, "You're right. I sure am glad you're here tonight." And everybody, the next day, somebody said, "So I saw him chewing your butt over there." I said, "Oh yeah, he was really giving it to me."
I got one I got to tell on Drew. It was funny. I guess I was on my way back. I'd been in Columbia I served as a baseball rules interpreter for our area the last 20 some odd to 25 years, or maybe 30 years now. I can't remember. But anyway, we'd get out up here at Armenia probably about maybe 2 or 2:30, and I'd have a game somewhere. That Randy and them would try to fix me up at Cape or Sexton, Lutheran, or Jackson.
On the way back.
On the way back. So, who was I calling with that? I don't know. I can't remember. Who was, maybe Scott Little and somebody else, I think. And I got back, and it's just about almost time, maybe the half time, not during the second quarter of the big game. I got dressed and I ran on the floor, and there was a call made, and maybe I called her something. And he turned around and looked at me. He said, "Where'd you come from?" I said, "Out this door right here." Like they were playing Crutchville that night.
What's you guys got any good Hollifield stories that you can any G-rated Hollifield stories you can share?
Well, I whacked him at Zenith Hornersville one night. Actually, no, it wasn't at Zenith. He was coaching at Zenith. I forget where we were.
I'm sure he deserved it. He'll probably
tell you.
Yeah,
he'll tell you he did. he jumped up and said a couple magic words, but yeah, Greg gets worked up. But
yeah.
One night he was going. I thought he was, and he told me. I don't remember who the game was, but it was again me and Drummond. And I've got one more story to tell you about Drummond here in a minute. But
all right.
Thomas made a call down on the stage and Greg was, oh my God, he was livid. Comes back by and he said, "Yo, Bill, I'm going to kill him. I'm going to kill him." I said, "Greg, calm down. I'm going to kill him." I'll never forget that. Man, he was, God. He looked that night like that picture they got of him with his tie,
ripping his tie off.
He said, "I'm going to kill him." It's going to be okay, Greg.
He can get worked up quick, but I know Greg, and I know you guys know him too. He is one of the nicest.
Oh, he
guys.
is.
I'm going to tell you something. Yeah. He's one of the classiest coaches.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact he's told me, and he's kicked some kids off his team before.
No question.
Because he said, "I can't trust them going somewhere and what they'll do." And there is not very many high school basketball coaches that will do that. And a couple of years, it was probably one time I know it was one of the best kids he had. And
Yep.
he said, I'm just not putting up with it. And
Lloyd, well, we had Lloyd on probably 2 years ago. Lloyd said that's one of the things that he respects a lot
absolutely.
about him,
Yeah.
is that he will do that. That at the end of the day, and I've asked him that. I'm like, why? There's not very many coaches that'll do that. Why do you do that? And he said, because I'm not just working for tonight or this year. These kids at 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade have to know that if I kick one of my
Exactly.
best kids off, I'll kick them off too. They
But
have
you'd
to
think
know
some
that.
other coaches would know it too, but they won't do it.
No.
And I'm not
no.
saying that any bad.
No. Right. No, I
But
get it.
He's one of the very, very few
Yep.
that'll do that.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So
You got any funny Hollifield stories or anything? Just
Called a bunch of his high school games down at St.
when he
when he played at St.
yeah.
And then, of course, I called for him when he was coaching too.
Yeah.
Down there. Then he coached at Kennett.
He
Kennett
coached at Kennett a
year or two. I think
I can't
because he
remember.
came from Kennett to Sykeston. I think
He went to Kennett a year or two. Then I think he was at
Greene County
Greene
Tech.
County
County,
Tech
that's right, yeah.
for a year, and then
Yeah,
came
came
here.
here,
When
yeah.
that came open, he
Yeah.
came here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly
But
right.
he was a good ball player.
Oh yeah.
He's good ball and good baseball man too.
Yeah. Well, he's won a
played.
state title in baseball
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
coach.
I
And
was
that-
umpiring the Final Four one year when he was up there with his team long time ago.
Yeah. It was 90.
91, 92.
I started to say early 90s.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Jamie talked about it because it was like, I think
Was it before Jamie or after Jamie?
it was after Jamie.
Yeah, so Jamie was like a 92, so it might have been 93 or 94 when he won a state title. I
Well,
think.
because I think it was a class that Jamie, like, they were like freshmen or something, like whenever he was
Yes, that's right. Jamie
because he
was-
talked about having, like, he was kind of in between, like, a really good class, and
Yeah.
then the next class behind him was a couple years behind him.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. They had some squads down
We've
there.
called baseball games together. I've called some baseball games with Jamie before. What do you call baseball?
Oh, he was an umpire too?
Yeah, he
Oh, I
umpired
didn't
some-
realize
yeah.
that. Mm-hmm. He told us he got his start coaching. He said he was with his dad, and they move houses.
Right, that's what his dad still does.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
And he said he was down there. It was cold. He was digging a footing for something, and the guy walked up and said, "Do you want to coach?" And he said, "I don't think I want to dig these holes anymore." He said, "That sounds pretty good." He goes, "That's how I got started."
Was that at
I don't blame you.
Was that at Delta C? Well, I can't remember. It was like a little
No,
school.
it was at Zenith. I think it was at Zenith. Yeah, I think. Don't hold me to that, but I think it was at Zenith.
That's a good story. Well, before we get on something else,
Yeah.
let me tell you
Yeah,
the funniest basketball story I've got.
I got it.
In
Let's
all the
hear-
years.
We got to hear it.
And then I'm going to tell you something else you need to do if you've never done it. In 1997, I think, a quarterfinal game at Maryville University. Jerry DeMint, Thomas Drummond, me, and Jeff Limbaugh.
Now, which Jeff?
Not
Limbaugh?
Jeff Limbaugh, the announcer.
Okay.
Jeff Limbaugh that's got up at Grant City.
Okay.
That's got
Okay.
the chicken
That Je-
farms
yeah,
or
yeah,
the chicken
that Jeff-
houses, other
yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that Jeff Limbaugh.
Me and Jeff had the girls' game, quarterfinal game, and Jerry and Thomas had the boys' game, and it was Mexico against Berkeley. Now, Jeff and I are done with the girls' game. The place is packed. Mexico girls played too, and I don't even remember who they played. The place was packed. We get done, the last game of the season, so we get done, I just throw my stuff in a bag, we shower, we're setting up in the stands, drinking soda, eating popcorn. They are dunking, they're alley-ooping, they're slamming. One of the best high school games I've ever seen in my life. About midway through the third quarter, Drummond pulls a hamstring.
Oh my God.
We see him hobbling. Jerry looks up at us and said, "One of you two got to get ready." I look over at Jeff Limbaugh and he said, "Go get him, big boy." So we hustle down to the dressing room. My socks are wet. I'm pulling them on.
Oh,
My
yeah.
pants are wrinkled because it's the last game of the season. I just threw them in the bag. He's standing at the door going, minute 20. I'm putting on his 48 seconds. I'm getting dressed. As soon as the quarter was over, Drummond hobbles off. Jerry goes back over to the half line, waiting to start the fourth quarter. So I'm down here. Jerry puts the ball in. Now, Berkeley is an inner city
Yeah.
school.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Has a black coach. Mexico is loaded. And Berkeley it's a heck of a ball game.
Is that before Tyronn Lue was gone already?
I was
right?
trying to
Yeah,
remember
they
that.
had Cookie Belcher.
Hey, Cookie Belcher. I was getting ready to ask
Because they ended up
you.
playing Charleston.
Yeah.
in the finals.
Okay, Cookie
They had-
Belcher.
they
Yeah.
had Cookie Belcher and a kid named Jason Brookins that wound up playing in the NFL for the Baltimore Ravens.
Wow.
They had a little 5'10" white guard that would go right in the middle of all of them, behind his back or off the backboard, and they'd come in and slam it. But Jerry puts the ball in play. I'm on the baseline. Berkeley comes down. The easiest charge call I've ever made in my life. Just runs over a kid. I come around before scores table and report the foul. That Berkeley coach looks at me and said, "Where in the hell did you come from?" Except he didn't say hell. But I still see the look on his face. Where in the did you come
Wait
from?
a minute.
I
He
just-
didn't realize Thomas.
No, nobody did.
Oh my gosh!
No,
I'm gonna tell you.
there was nothing announced, nothing said.
Really?
Thomas hobbled off and I came on.
Oh.
The game wound up going overtime.
Oh my
A
gosh!
heck of a game. And I still remember Cookie Belcher had the ball right in front of Mexico's bench, and that coach standing there telling him, "Don't give it up. Don't you give it up." And he didn't, and went in and scored, and they won the game
He
and
was a
wound up
beast.
winning the state tournament.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you've never seen it, go on YouTube and look up 95 or 7? Just look up Mexico Bulldog basketball.
Okay.
They've got a season compilation of their plays. It's
Okay.
amazing.
Okay.
They
I
were
will
the
go
most one of the most athletic teams I've ever seen.
I remember.
You know, Derek James told me that. Derek's told me that about them.
Yeah.
I think they were at that Final Four because they used to go. That was right before.
I think it's
him, Brian.
95. I think.
I think you may
It
be
must
right.
be 95 because I think 96 or 97, Charleston beat Mexico.
Yeah.
They didn't nobody beat Mexico and Colombia that year.
Yeah.
95. I think it's 95.
Had Teron Lou was he already gone?
I think so.
That was probably the year after him.
I think
because
so.
I think they played together one year, right?
Cookie and Tyronn Lue are cousins.
I didn't know that.
Well, he could
didn't
play.
either.
Cookie
Yeah.
Belcher went to
Nebraska. That's right.
Yep.
So did Tyronn Lue.
Yeah.
Tyronn Lue played it.
But the Brookins kid wound up playing for the Baltimore Ravens, and they had a couple of more. They were unbelievable. And every place they played, the house was packed. Just watch that. Look up
I'm gonna go watch
1995
that.
Mexico Bulldog basketball.
I think that was
watch
when.
that.
You sure Tyronn wasn't there? Because I think Tyronn Lue was there.
I don't.
Maybe.
know.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
He might have been. I wouldn't swear to it. But
Yeah.
I remember Cookie Belcher and that Brookins kid.
Yeah.
And that little white guard who was like a little magician. I mean, he. Wait till you see that.
I'm
And
going to go
there's-
watch it.
And there's one right at the end of it. He goes up on an alley oop, and when he's putting the ball down, his head is right at the rim. I mean, amazing.
Because I remember Charleston played them. It was Rashad Oliver, Jeremy Biles, Rico Coleman, Corey Kent, and then I'm trying to think of the other one. Oh, Nick Pratt.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right,
Nick. Yeah. He was a ferocious defender.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Now they didn't play them when Tyronn Lue was there, but they did play them when Cookie was there, and it was.
There's some squads.
Yep.
All right, we're going to go to our what we call the lightning round, kind of the quick hitters. We're getting down to the end
All
here.
right.
We kind of asked this one already, but basketball, baseball, or volleyball?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Okay. We've kind of asked this one too. Hardest sport to officiate?
Basketball.
Basketball.
Yeah. Tougher to deal with? Coach, player, parent, or fan?
No, maybe,
Nah.
no, really. Fans are just idiots, and you realize that.
They don't know the
we
rules.
used to say people. We used to say they pay their money and check their brains at the gate.
I told Aaron, Aaron, Emily, Shannon, Tiffany, and some others, they were going to get a shirt that says "Classy till tip." There's some truth to that.
There's a lot of truth.
I'm gonna give you actually a funny story about that. Sykeston for the past, I don't know, 5-6 years now, 7. I can't remember, playing in the DeSoto tournament, the Fountain City
Right.
deal.
Yeah.
I don't know how many years.
Yeah.
And one year, just a couple years ago, Aaron, Emily, Shannon, and Tiffany, they sit behind the bench, and they were giving some officials up there a hard time. And I think that at halftime they came out and came to Brian and goes, "Hey, you need to tell those mamas back there they're going to have to be quiet or they're going to get ran. And he goes, well, 2 of them were my boss, talking about Shannon and Tiffany. One of them ain't mine, and the other one is mine, and she ain't going to listen to me. He goes, I'll say something, but I don't know if it's going to work. But I think they calmed down after he told them that.
Probably. Yeah, they're not mamas, they're ours.
Yeah. He goes, I'll say something, but I don't know how far I'm gonna get with them.
That's good.
Block or charge? What's the hardest to call? It's the same thing, I guess, but
Either one.
Neither one if you get it right.
Right, yeah. You got 50-50.
I was gonna say
You referee the defense.
You referee the defense.
referee
and,
the defense.
Yeah, you see what position they're in,
Yeah.
and then you see where the offensive guy hits them, and a lot of people don't realize that your defense can be moving and still draw a charge.
Yep.
The jumping too.
Vertical.
Vertical, right.
Right.
I tell you something. Again, I didn't know because I was talking about it actually on the game. I wasn't questioning. I just said I didn't think that was a charge. I thought if you were under the goal, it couldn't be a charge. Yeah, that's
Not in
not
high
a
school.
thing. Right.
High school
I know in
anywhere.
college and
They got
NBA
that
they got
little-
that semicircle.
Yeah.
Because I said that to Brian after the game. I said, Brian, he was under the basket. And he goes,
Doesn't matter.
doesn't matter.
Yeah. But yeah, if you referee the defense and watch that guy to see his position and then see if he doesn't, the offensive guy's got to have his head and shoulders past him. And as long as you're watching what you're supposed to watch, it's really not that hard. Now,
It's hard.
have I got every one of them right?
Well, no, of course. Of course. It's hard. It's not too hard up in the stands.
No, no, none of them is.
A ball or a strike, is there which one of those gets argued more?
Either one of them.
Depends
Yeah.
on the situation.
Depends on the
and
situation.
The,
Yeah.
the count and
Where
the
you're
time
on
of the game.
game.
And
They'll squat at you on either one. Ball. That should have been a strike. Strike should have been a ball. Where was that? It's a curveball. Went like this. This curveball went this way. That's what I showed Steve.
Oh, Joe, it broke
Around
around
the
the plate.
plate.
Yeah.
Pete Kennard, he always says that's one of the favorite lines is
Broke
Joe
around
Baldwin.
the
It broke around the plate.
A.J. Nugent used to say there ain't a kid in southeast Missouri can throw that good a curveball.
Oh, I love
This
that.
way. There we go.
I love that. I love that. What's the loudest gym you guys have ever called in?
Loudest.
Well, again, Bloomfield on a packed house,
Yeah.
which is good because you can't hear.
You can't hear it.
I just
All
was-
you hear is a roar.
Yeah.
We'd like to call in a packed house every game.
You can't hear individual voices.
No.
Charleston's got to be loud, doesn't
Just
it?
hear,
loud.
well, you hear that echo.
Echo
and you hear, it's
stuff.
loud.
Yeah.
And, but
What was I going to say now?
Sorry.
Oh, I lost my train of thought. That's why I'm old now. I'll think of it tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Best coach you've officiated for? Is there one that you kind of mentioned a couple.
well, and he mentioned a name a minute ago. Going back through 40 years and trying to think.
Yeah.
But one of the best guys, in my opinion, was Sam Sides. Long time ago, he was at Meadow Heights for a while. Long time girls coach at Jackson. Long time at Saxony Lutheran. Sam was the same all the time. If Sam questions you on something, there's a pretty good chance you missed it. Because that's the only time he'd ever say anything. He never complained. He never griped. To me, he's a class guy. If I had to pick one
Yeah.
without thinking long and hard about
Sure.
it, that's
Yeah.
who I'd pick.
Yeah.
Well, there's been several.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
there's been a bunch. I
It'd
could.
be easier to pick out the worst one.
Well, I'd rather not go. We'll talk about that when we get done.
You got Baldwin down at Portageville.
See a good one?
And you got Hale.
Oh,
You know,
Paul was good.
And,
Yeah.
and I tell you, Jim Hall was good too.
Oh, no, Joe.
Oh, yeah. He knew the rules.
I'm just joking.
Hey.
He was good, but boy, he would get on you.
Yeah, he would. But he knew the rules. He knew the
He
rules
did.
of the game. And
For sure.
It's like when it's over, it's over. And there's been a many a time. I can remember he'd be up on the stage at Bloomfield, not playing. He'd watch who was calling the game,
yeah.
whatever. After the game, he'd come in there. He said, "You guys did a great job." Call him. I mean, he'd always come in.
Yeah.
If you But he was
Another quick Mark Mars story. Called, had a game of Dexter one night and made it late in the game and made a call, I guess, whatever. Ran in the dressing room and Jim Hall came in there beating on the door, mad. I mean, fussing, beating that door. And Mark opened the door a little bit and he said, Mars, it's no wonder you never have a big games. And Mark said, how would you know, Jim? You're never in them.
That is quick on your feet with that one. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. That's a great comeback. I love that. I've already asked you this one, so we'll skip past the rule thing. Have you ever given a technical and kind of enjoyed it? When you really got somebody, whacked them, and kind of enjoyed it, like they really.
Joe said all 9 of his.
All 4 of them.
I don't know if I've ever enjoyed giving a technical, but I tell you, well, one time I probably did.
You don't have to say who. Just
we were at in the Orient Invitational Tournament, Colin, and Bubba was coaching, the varsity coach at Orient.
At Advance?
At Advance, rather. And then the assistant coach was, he teaches art up there. He teaches shop.
I know who you're talking
Asmus.
Oh, yeah.
And he just kept on hollering. He wouldn't shut up. And I turned around there and I just teed him. I teed him in the third quarter. And Bubba, he said, Bubba, he said, yeah, I know, I got to sit down. He was a good call for too. Bubba was.
Yeah, he was.
A great guy.
The funniest one I ever had, I don't know if I got it. I mean, I enjoyed it because it was funny. And again, it's Linus McFerrin, who Christmas tournament one year, they were beating somebody pretty good, but he was mad at his team and he was fussing and he wanted a technical foul so bad. And I'm standing in front of him and he's just chewing on me. And I just kind of look at him. We go down and come back, it's same thing. And he said, are you going to give me a technical or not? I said, do you want one that bad? He goes, you know I do. I said, well, then no, I'm not. And we take off. And he's fussing the whole time.
I love it.
We come back down again. I said, do you still want it? He said, yes. And I said, okay, bam. He said, thank you.
That's like Wayne Early that time. Oh, shoot.
Who that was? Who?
Wayne Early. That was Leslie.
Yeah,
the one I told you
earlier. Yeah, he kept on and on. If you didn't give it, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. And if you had, you could go back, would you do it all again and call it? Would you?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's great.
Absolutely. Very fortunate, man. I mean, I was extremely fortunate in my officiating career. Saw lots of good players, big-time players. Some made it to the NBA, some made it to the major leagues. And while we're on something that may be kept for a long time, I'm going to mention the best baseball player that I ever umpired a game for. I think you'll know his name, Albert Pujols.
What?
I called 2 of Albert Pujols' games when he was in high school.
You're kidding me.
1997 in the Final Four. He played for Fort Osage High School. They won the state tournament. In the semifinal game, I was on third base. Albert Pujols played shortstop. There's a ball hitting the hole between short and third. He comes over, grabs it, plants his foot, and threw the ball to first base like I've never seen a high school kid throw. And I had no idea who he was. But I'm thinking, this kid is something. And in the championship game, the next day I was behind the plate. He hit the go-ahead home run to win the state tournament 5-4. A couple years later, 2 or 3 years, whatever, when Cardinals were going to trade Fernando Tatis, said, we got a young kid can play third base coming up, and started hearing Albert Pujols. I said, I know that name from somewhere. And I went and pulled back the old program, and that was Albert Pujols.
Holy cow. Fort Osage, where was that?
It's in Kansas City.
I was just getting ready to say, okay, I thought
because he was there and he ended up going to a junior college out of there.
Yeah, he went to
Maplewood or something?
Woods.
Is that over there too?
Yeah.
Wow.
We were up at a Cardinal game several years after that, and with my youngest son, my wife, my youngest son, and his girlfriend, and they were taking batting practice out on the field, and we were standing down there, and Albert was taking ground balls, and I yelled at him. Finally got his attention. He looked over. I said, I'm the guy behind the plate when you won a state championship in '97. He goes, I said, I don't want a thumbs up. Come here,
talk to me. That's right.
But yeah, I mean,
he was different, huh?
Oh, He was a different level. I mean, you could tell it immediately. I mean,
That's cool.
oh yeah,
That's cool. Even before he was anybody.
before he was Albert Pujols.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. When you see an athlete in high school, I mean, like, there's not too many people that get great after. I mean, they have that ethic already. You know what I
Right.
mean, the talent. and
Oh,
stuff.
he was a stud, man. And I looked the stats up. He hit like 600 or something that year with,
Jeez.
I forget how many home runs, 16 or something out of like 40. I'm sure he didn't get
Right.
a lot of at bats.
No.
I'm sure he got walked a
I
lot.
was going to say, I bet they threw around him a lot.
Yeah.
For sure.
But
Wow.
he was the best high school player I've ever seen in my life.
Wow. Well, I would say, I mean, and you saw some good ones. Of course, you had Blake and all that in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then we had Otto Porter Jr. and
Yeah.
Marcus Timmons and Tyler Hansbrough
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I mean,
Ben
Ricky, had
Hansbrough.
Ricky Frazier too.
and Ricky Frazier.
Yeah.
Some of those couple of those teams that Leonard Bishop brought to the
Oh,
yeah.
Dallas
River
League.
Bend.
River Bend,
Dallas.
Chris
Oh.
Bosh and
Yeah.
Bosh.
Nash, there was a Nash.
Nash.
LeBron Nash.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen
He's
some
a Leonard is he a Matthews boy?
players. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if it was Matthews or Parma or somewhere down
Matthews.
there. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we're about 2 hours in. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
been
yeah.
fun.
Absolutely.
I've had a ball.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all.
Listen,
We appreciate
we
it.
absolutely
Thank you
appreciate
for
you.
thank you for having us.
No,
Yeah.
listen, it's our pleasure to have you guys here and hear some of the stories and talk about that stuff. There's we think there's a lot of merit to having this stuff and being able to go back and listen to it and for folks that kind of see what the other side of it really is like. From some guys that did it for a long time and did it at a very high level and have a lot of respect in this area. And we appreciate you guys doing it for us.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. We're
Yes, sir.
I texted you, and hopefully I'm not putting you on the spot, but I mentioned who would you guys think we should get on here? Did you think about that at all?
I've thought about it a lot.
Okay.
And
Okay.
it's hard to come up. The only thing, really the only one I've been able to think of so far, and I know I need to get up more outside the box a little
No.
bit, but I don't know if you ever thought about Jerry DeMint. He coached here.
You're right.
He's referee.
Referee.
He's an assigner
You know
now
what?
for stuff. He could give you some insight on some stuff.
I know Jerry very well. That's a great one.
we kind of mentioned that we were at the Cape and we talked.
Yep.
I
Yep.
tell you, you may want to get Steve Williams down here. Steve may want to come down sometime.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he was a heck of a player.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
yeah.
He made it to AAA, and I think the only reason he didn't make it to the majors because he was a catcher the same time as in the Phillies organization as Darren Dalton.
Darren Dalton.
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
I saw Steve Williams at Capitol Park one day hit one out of right field over the trees on the other side of the street.
Is he a lefty?
Yes.
Yeah, he been left-handed. Yeah.
And he could smoke a baseball.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah. Where did he play after high school?
Played at SEMO, didn't he?
Oh, that's right.
He
That's
played
exactly
SEMO.
right.
Yeah, he
That's
played
exactly
SEMO,
right. He
yeah.
did play at SEMO.
Yeah,
You're right.
yeah.
Now that you said that.
Yeah.
And he was
Okay.
on that state championship at Cape Central in 1980.
80. I was going to say,
Yeah.
I knew they had one in 80, and I think they won another one in the 90s.
Yeah,
Early-
maybe. He was on that 80s state championship team,
Okay.
basketball.
Okay. Perfect.
He's called basketball. He used to call basketball.
Steve did?
Yep.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
I'll tell you a quick story about him. Cape Central was playing at Sykeston one day, a high school game. Me and Mark Bentloggy was calling. Mark was behind the plate. I was on the base. There was a runner on, and I don't remember exactly what happened, but I thought somebody called timeout or something, and I stopped the play, and I shouldn't have. It didn't happen. Steve comes out to talk to me, and before he gets there, like I said, Steve, I'm not sure what happened, but I know it's my fault. And he said, well, do you mind if I stand out here a little bit like I'm arguing with you to satisfy my fan? I said, no, as long as you leave when I say it, tell you to. And we had called a basketball game at Advance a year before, and there was a fight in the game. So we were talking about that fight in the basketball game the winter before. Steve's throwing his hands up like this every night. I'm saying, I get it, blah, blah, blah. And the stand, Cape Central's that first base side was full of fans. And he said, well, you think they've heard enough? I said, they look satisfied to me. He said, okay, I'll see you later.
Great stuff.
And he went by.
That's good stuff. Oh my gosh. That's good stuff. I like that. I like that. Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Steve would be an interesting guy.
Yeah.
to
Okay.
have.
Okay. All right. Great. That'll be great. Listen, again, we appreciate your time. Thank you. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you.
And
Glad to do it.
spending some time
It's
with
been
us.
fun.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate
Enjoyed
that.
it, yeah.
We appreciate it. But we, you don't have to say it, but we finish all of our podcasts with a "Go Dogs." So I know it shocks you.
Yeah.
Hey, you can say it now. They won't.
And we really don't care anymore. So.
Exactly. All right. So
I'm Micah Harris.
I'm Matt Tanner. Thanks for listening to the Doghouse.
Go
Go Dogs.